confidence going into Game 7?
High.
Couldn't be higher?
Could not be higher. Like I said, I just feel lucky. I feel like things are turning my way. I just feel like it's been a good night. It's going to be a good weekend. Sunday's going to be great. I just feel like good things are coming.
Look at the way Hank's sitting right now.
On today's part of my take, we have Kenny the Jet Smith in studio. Great interview with Kenny Smith. We've had him on the show before, never in studio. He's got a new book out. Tells us some great stories. We have Celtics Sixers Game 7. We're going to talk some Warriors Lakers, hockey playoffs, NFL schedule getting released, and Fyre Fest of the week. And it's all brought to you by Rough and Rowdy. Rough and Rowdy tonight. Rough and Rowdy 21 invades West Virginia tonight, May 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern. 20 fights with no headgear, including a loser retires main event between Shizat Derizat and the backflip ninja. Vicky D defends her lightweight belt, plus a #1 contender matchup for Hot Wheels. Dwarf Brawls are back, and 400-pound fighters are coming. It's going to be absolute chaos in and outside the ring. And when you purchase Rough and Rowdy 21, you get your $100 in vouchers to Barstool Sports properties. Next Monday, you'll be sent a $20 voucher to the Barstool Store, Old Rose Store, Stella Blue Coffee, Balls Beachwear, and Wood Grooming. Spend $30, get $100. Great deal. Join Dave, me, and Robbie Fox on the call for Rough and Rowdy 21 Friday night, May 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern. See all the action by ordering now and on buyrnr.com. That's buyrnr.com. See all the action by ordering now on buyrnr.com. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Friday, May, what is the date?
12th.
May 12th. And we have Sixers Celtics Game 7. What we wanted all along, PFT, has transpired. Maximum pain for one of these two gentlemen.
I like what you did there.
Hank is on another level, but we should all right, you know what? Fuck it, Hank. Go ahead. Say whatever you want to say. Jayson Tatum was insane at the end. Terrible game for 3 quarters. Looked so lost. And then his dog came out, and he started whapping threes. And the Celtics take the game in Philadelphia. And now we get Game 7, soul patch on the line. It's going to be incredible.
Kind of ironic. Or I guess it fits that right when his dog came out, that's when it hurts Max the most. But we saw it. We saw it happen. I mean, Marcus Smart, all-time dog guy, for sure. You knew that this was going to be Marcus Smart game from the start, but Tatum stunk out loud for 3 quarters. He was 1 for 13 in the first 3 quarters. Hank, don't do the not really stunk out loud body language at me. Jayson Tatum sucked for 3 quarters.
Offensively,
he was 0 for 6.
8 rebounds, 7
assists,
6 to 6.
PFT, you got to understand, and we'll let Hank talk in a second here. He is
I
the
don't
true
think we
definition of front runner Hank. He was a baby on Tuesday night, didn't speak for the entire stream tonight. He's floating and rubbing it in everyone's face, so we will let him speak. But yeah, Tatum was bad for the first 3 quarters. He couldn't hit anything. He was missing layups. He was missing everything. But what I've said all playoffs about Tatum, if you're a top 5 guy, and actually he said it after the game, humbly, I'm one of the best players in the world. If you're that guy, you have to be able to take your team out of the depths of hell in those moments. And that's exactly what he did. And I actually, as bad as the first 3 quarters were, what he did in the 4th quarter, that's what counts. That's what it is. Yeah, for sure.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying he stunk in the first 3 quarters, but obviously his 4th quarter and the big threes that he hit, it was like one after another, buried the Sixers every time. It felt like the Sixers might be able to, bring it close, bring within 5 or 6 points, make it a game. I don't like what Hank's doing right now. Let's not whitewash what Hank did on last part of my take either.
Correct.
It wasn't just the fact that he was silent. It was also the fact that you wanted to make everybody else silent.
Right.
You took your headphones off, and then you had diarrhea 4 times.
Yeah,
during
faked
the show.
it. Faked the stomach ailment. Yeah.
Regardless if it was fake or if it was real, your butt caused a scene.
Yeah.
It caused a scene for the listeners. So before you comment on this, I'd like you to apologize for your butt last show.
I apologize. I had some stomach issues. Hand up. That's on me. as far as the other comments, I would just say, like, shocker that I was upset after we lost, and I'm happy after we win. I guess I guess that's called front running. I don't really understand that.
No. The issue is we do a show, we do streams, and we do a podcast where you have to vocalize your pain. You have to vocalize what's going on. So to go silent, it's not the best for the audience. But listen, you won the game. You get to gloat. You get to rub it in. Max is as miserable as I've seen him since the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. He's slamming doors. He's screaming. He is as sad could be. So this is your moment, Hank, because this is what we wanted all along, PFT. We wanted it to flip-flop back and forth between maximum happiness, which you're seeing on Hank's face right now, and pain, which you're seeing on Max's face. Mm-hmm. And it's gone back and forth all series long. We get Game 7. One of these guys is going to be beyond devastated. So, Hank, it's your moment.
Yeah, listen, that felt like a game we were going to lose. I was nervous. I guess, again, I don't watch games. I guess I'm a little bit pessimistic. I get nervous when, I get nervous. I
wouldn't
get quiet.
know if you're pessimistic because you didn't speak.
That's just not true. We can check the tapes. Big Cat's being a sourpuss.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying,
fine. Yeah. But it felt like a game that with Tatum, the way Tatum was playing, they had the most turnovers they've had in the playoffs. It felt like, the game was slipping away, the series was slipping away, potentially the team was slipping away, and to pull that game out when
hitting the table.
Everyone was talking shit about Tatum, for him to have that third quarter.
You were talking shit about Tatum. You were the one who was talking.
Wait.
Don't
Stone cold entrance.
Oh no, woe is me.
Check the tapes.
No one believed in Tatum except for me when you were the number one guy up there.
Am I one? I'm one of everyone, right?
That was not the tone that you were giving.
I said the word everyone, which I would qualify in that category, correct?
Usually you would say everyone, including myself.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Rephrase.
Commenter.
No, I mean, again, this is where you guys are trying to put words in my mouth. I tweeted.
No, when you say everyone,
in the third quarter,
when you say everyone, it does sound like it's like everyone but me.
I tweeted, Tatum has to do something, all caps, anything. He did. He came out. He did what he had to do. And stealing that game in Philly, all the momentums are going our way. And I feel lucky. I feel good.
Momentum doesn't matter. That's one thing that I've learned is momentum means nothing. Because
Max,
going into this game, all the momentum was going towards the Sixers. After the Celtics won 2, it looked like the Sixers were dead. Momentum means nothing. Game 7 is one game. Throw out everything else. Game 7 is everything. Nothing matters what happened in the past. Okay, nothing.
So, Max, question for you, Max. Do you think you should have won Game 3 like PFT and I told you to?
I don't give a fuck about Game 3. Yeah. All I care about is Game 7. I wish they won tonight. That's what I wish would happen.
We told you to win Game 3.
We told you
did say
had to win Game 3.
Max, do you regret not making tonight a must-win?
No, because
felt like a must-win.
You know what's a must-win? Game 7, must fucking win.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because every time I've said it, you've been like, I don't know.
Yeah, and every time that I say it's a must-win, they win the fucking game.
All right, so you're declaring it officially a must-win.
Yes. Game 4 was a must-win. Game 7's a must-win.
Max, what did you see? You were up 2 with 4 minutes left. It felt like this was going to be it because Tatum was bad.
You say up 2 with 4 minutes left, like this
at
is
home,
like epic collapse.
No. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying you're up 2, 4 minutes left. Tatum has not been able to hit a single shot. It did feel like this was the game. The Sixers, like James Harden, was atrocious. I'm not PFT. I don't want to say this because I think Max might hit someone in this room, but we did say that James Harden towards the end of series sometimes, his abilities start to decrease. That happens.
It's a fact based on reality, based on what's happening.
See what happens in Game 7.
Now, I'm going to stand up for James Harden a little bit because there were a lot of instances in the fourth quarter and the third quarter where James Harden was doing exactly what he should have been doing, which was driving directly at the basket, making the defense commit, and then making the right pass out to the wing. And they missed a lot of open three-pointers. That should have been easy assists for James Harden. He was making the right calls in those situations.
Well,
he did some other bad stuff. I agree, but the rest of his team let him down too. I'm going to stand up for James Harden. Now, that's not saying that I'm anticipating, like, if you have James Harden and Doc Rivers with their powers combined in a Game 7, that doesn't look very good for the 76ers on paper. But he did some good things in the second half tonight that probably we'd be singing a different tune if his teammates had made a couple more shots.
Yes, his teammates missed shots. I also do. I'll go the other way with James Harden. He what happens sometimes when his game isn't looking great is he just runs into the middle of the lane and looks for contact instead of trying to score the basketball. That happened a few different times. Also, at the end of the game, just give the ball to Embiid. Like, he is your MVP. He was incredible defensively tonight. He had flashes where he was scoring at will. Like, don't trust like a lot of the Sixers guys, they didn't want the ball. And I don't know. I mean, maybe that's like a team thing, but like they're not, you know what I mean? They didn't really want the ball.
You don't think they wanted the ball?
No. The way they shot, like how tense they looked, I think that's a part of the game where it's like you got to get Embiid the touches every single time down the court.
They tried to force it to Embiid a few times, and the defense was definitely doing things. Credit to Mazzulla for making some adjustments because they were trying to deny him the ball a lot down the stretch. You got to hit open shots.
I would also say shout out, in games like this when your stars aren't playing as good as they can be in the first 3 quarters, the bench stepped up. Brogdon had a huge game. Smart had a huge game. White played well. Those are the contributions.
Stop hitting the table. It's making noise. He's going to say it. It is. It's making noise. People are going to be mad on the podcast. Nope. He yelled at someone else yesterday for doing that.
It was also him.
Oh, it was also him. I'm looking out for the listeners.
Yeah, no, bench played well.
I'm looking out for the listeners. They're going to be pissed when it's just constant banging on the table. Go, Hank.
Bench played well.
Stop. Don't get mad because I'm trying. You're the executive producer. You know that listeners are going to be upset if there's constant banging on the table.
Yep.
We got a lot of tension in this room, PF.
Well, you're the like you hate me for some reason.
I don't hate you. I just said don't. I said don't bang the table.
But you said
don't bang the
your son.
I love that Big Cat is doing everything in his power just to get under both Hank and Max's skin.
But that wasn't even.
And then acting surprised when they both.
No. But that one, I am.
But you
doing
don't
that.
even know.
I am
Cat.
doing that.
Like,
but that one moment was not. I was not trying to get under his skin whatsoever. He was banging the table. He did it twice. And I told him to stop, and I was like, stop doing it again. Yeah, I wasn't trying to get under his skin.
No listener should talk about the banging of the table.
Yeah, don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up. Don't tweet at him.
Yeah, because if you think I'm going to be worried about that, you're crazy.
What, Hank, go ahead and talk about the bench without banging on the table.
The bench stepped up. They picked up Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They didn't get off to the hottest start. Brogdon picked it up.
Yeah, Brogdon was very good. He was hitting some early threes.
And they kept them in the game so that in the fourth quarter the stars could shine.
And it was crazy.
And Robert Williams, GOAT. The coaching decision to start him, I don't know what they were thinking, why they waited so late to do that. I think he was plus 18. Unbelievable performance.
They showed that stat too where the Celtics with Robert Williams in the starting lineup, like that specific 5 was like, it was something ridiculous.
35 and 12.
Yeah. So why did it take so long?
I don't know. I think it was I don't know because he was hurt at the end of the year, so maybe I don't know. I really don't know. But
he's so much fun to watch. Yeah, I can see why his teammates play like things might break a little bit differently when he's on the court just because he sets a tone. And if I like get amped up watching a guy play from my couch, his teammates are probably like, "Fuck yeah, he's in the game. Let's go."
And it's like imagine if he, if you're looking at his stats like he was on NBA Live or something. His offense is like 20%. Imagine if he could have any semblance of an offensive game besides dunks, he would be MVP.
Yeah, it is pretty much just dunks, but the dunks were there. Like they were lobbing it to him. He was all over the place.
The Marcus Smart play towards the end, I like to think that was intentional. I say that was intentional.
Oh yeah, when he hit a bank shot that looked like a lob. Or are you talking about a different one?
No, I'm talking about a different one where he drove to the basket and then he threw up an awkward shot that went right into Marcus Williams' hands.
Oh, yes.
For an awesome dunk. I think that was actually an alley-oop. I think he was trying to do that.
Hank, confidence going into Game 7.
High.
Couldn't be higher?
Could not be higher. Like I said, I just feel lucky. I feel like things are turning my way. I just feel like it's been a good night. It's going to be a good weekend. Sunday's going to be great. I just feel like good things are coming.
Look at the way Hank's fucking sitting right now. He has his feet up at the table.
It's disrespectful.
PFT, have you ever seen your knee while you're sitting at that chair?
Absolutely not. I have a hard and fast rule. I observe like Victorian England rules, which is you're not allowed to see anything below. Shut the fuck up, Hank.
See, he's annoying, PFT.
Yeah, no, and you know what? When Big Cat just asked you there, Hank, after all these years doing this show, and Big Cat asked you the question, where's your confidence meter at you have not learned a damn thing from doing Part of My Take because you're like, all-time high. We got this. This is Celtics. It's going to be a great weekend. Celtics easy in 7. You're confident. You're so high right now. You're so basically, I'm paraphrasing.
Classic.
But your confidence is at an all-time high right now, which just means that the loss that might be impending on you will just crush you like an ant.
No, that's the loser mentality, of a Commanders fan or a Bears fan. Like, that's not how I think. An actual city of champions, Game 7, best 2 words.
Oh wait,
in
I
sports.
thought it was hard being a Boston sports fan.
Do you know what I've had to go through this week? Do you know what it's like watching a game?
He's had to not talk on 2 different streams
this week. Yeah, this week.
All right, so Max, your confidence going into Game 7?
Anyone's game.
Oh, no.
Anyone's game.
No.
What do you want me to say?
Oh, there's your scouting report right there.
Scouting report, anyone's game. And also, weird game from the NBA tonight. Weird game from the NBA tonight.
Expound on that.
Giving Maxey and Embiid like 7 free throws for 1 play.
Oh, yeah. They made 4 free throws and made 2 of them. Yes, weird. Have you ever seen that before?
They made 4. They made all 4.
In your life of watching basketball, have you ever seen two free throws made by one player and then taken off the board a minute later and be like, you know what? I want you to make those 2 again. You know what? What the fuck was that?
He just had to.
What was that? The goaltending call in the first half was one of the most egregious things I've ever seen. What was that?
PFD.
What is that phantom goaltend?
I just
wish there was a way that... And the overturned foul is obvious. Every 50-50 call they were getting. It was a weird officiated game.
Let the
record show
95-88, not 95-86. I'll give you those 2 points.
Adam Silver post. Oh fuck! What's the stat? Big guy, help me out.
The stat hole sent us a stat, and I gave it to Max, knowing that he's just like it's a ticking time bomb for numbers in his head. So I gave him the stat. I'm not going to help you. You got to figure out this stat on your own.
It's a lot of numbers. Basically, since Adam Silver has taken over the lead.
See, Hank, I'm being just as mean to Max. I gave him a stat. I didn't give him any guidance. I just said, here's a chart. You figure it out. And this is where we're at.
Since Adam Silver has taken over the league, the team,
Can't you read it?
The better seeded teams going on the road in Game 6 are twice as likely to win.
So the better team is more likely to win?
I don't know, dude. I'm not helping you.
No, did I say that right?
Read it yourself.
The wording is weird. It's weird. Hold on. I'll cut this.
Don't cut any of this.
Hank is onto something here. He had the better teams are favored.
No.
They're better because they're better teams.
Because before Silver, they were half as likely to win. And then after Silver, they were twice as likely to win. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Is it because they changed it from 2-3-2? Was that a thing?
No, it's okay. So
no.
When you have this specific situation.
Wait, no, I got the exact.
Okay, go ahead.
Since Adam Silver took over, teams in the second in the Celtics position have won twice as much as before Silver took over. So the higher seed on the road in Game 6 are twice as likely to win. Basically trying to force Game 7. Since Silver's taken over, there's been twice as many Game 7s in that situation.
Happened last year against the Bucks. Tatum dominated that game. He didn't dominate this game, but he took over when he had to. And then Game 7
Harden sucked.
He did. And Max, you know what I'm saying. When he gets to that level where he just starts driving and looking for fouls instead of looking for shots,
it's infuriating.
He
was just
annoying.
Tripping over his feet and then just crying. And
yeah.
I do a lot of crying as well, but like
that's for sure.
I'm man enough to admit it. You want me to just take my headphones off? You want me to take my headphones off? Is this a better way to react to that?
Yeah, you can. I'm right here, so you can still hear me.
He's right about that.
I'm just really excited for the next game. I really believe in my team.
This is how you sounded.
And
I was right.
Yeah. It was a good game. Not happy, but it went how it went.
Now you got to go poop.
No.
Oh.
I'm here.
I wish that there was a way that both Hank and Max could lose Game 7.
I know.
That's really what I want.
know. It's like this series has delivered everything we've wanted. It's just
I don't want to see
great.
either one of them happy. They're both so much better for the show when they're grumpy.
I know. And it's just flip-flopped so fast. And man, that game, it also, could we just say, was a terrible game overall. It was like a tournament game. It was just like guys missing shots, wide open shots. turnovers left and right. It was like watching the NCAA tournament, which I love, but when people come after the NCAA tournament, that's what we just watched tonight.
Yeah, and I will go back and say that there was one play that Harden made that made me want to throw my remote at the television, which was when he took it to the hole. Smart just played defense on him, and Harden pushed off with his forearm like he does. Then Harden falls on his ass, and then looks over at the ref and just sits down for like 5 seconds, crying, begging for a call.
Yeah.
That made me want to assault James Harden.
Yes. Okay. Should we talk some other games? Lakers Warriors Game 6 tonight. Warriors in Game 5. I did give out the game of the month on the show, but it's so funny watching the Warriors, and you can basically tell if they're going to win by how fast Draymond sprints back on defense, like off dead balls and stuff. That energy he had, he was scoring. He actually had the rare heat check layup where he got his shit stuffed. But it was what I expected from the Warriors, and the fact that they're a championship team, that knows that, like, hey, 3-1 doesn't mean the series is over. They still got a long hill to climb here, but that was at least a good answer from the defending champs.
Yeah, when Steph Curry is making shots and just being unbelievable stuff, then they're just tough to beat in general. Like, they don't even need, as long as Klay has a serviceable game, if Steph's playing that in the fourth quarter, and it's close, then they're just always going to be extremely tough to beat in that situation. I'm happy that we get to see more of the series. Like, it's been the opposite of the Sixers-Celtics series in a lot of ways, where I'm excited to watch every single game because every single game has delivered.
Yeah, and the Klay Thompson, like, he's been bad. He's been very bad. They need him to do something special in Game 6. They need, like, Game 6 Thunder Klay Thompson when he hit 11 threes, because he's been very, very bad, and you're basically making, like, everyone else on the floor have to do that much more. I mean, Draymond Green scored 20 points. You can't expect him to score 20 points in Game 6. Andrew Wiggins had 25. So they need either a combo. They need either Klay or Jordan Poole to just, like, have one of those stretches where they go nuclear and hit like 4 out of 5 threes in a quarter or something like that, I think, to win this game.
As a Nuggets fan, I do not want to play the Lakers. I would rather play the Warriors. I think that their game matches up better against them. The Lakers scare me a little bit on defense. And, I mean, Anthony Davis, we said he was the healthiest that he's ever been maybe in his life, and then he got wheelchaired off the court. We probably should have seen one game like that coming, but I think he's going to be playing next game, right? They said probable, and he said that he feels great. Might have been a concussion, but I think he's back now. I think he's back to being healthy again, super healthy.
Yeah, he went off in a wheelchair, which was one of those I got when the Warriors finally put the Lakers away, because it was actually kind of weird that they weren't able. It was like hovering from 9 to 13 points for that last 6 or 7 minute stretch before they got to total garbage time. And you're like, all right, Warriors need to just put them away. And they weren't able to fully, like, put them away where everyone sat. So when they finally did that, I got into bed and I was like watching the game on my phone, and then I refreshed Twitter, and it's like Anthony Davis taken in a wheelchair to the locker room for a head injury. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this like am I getting, is this a joke, a prank? Because it's kind of a joke we'll always make, like, Anthony Davis gets injured 17 times a game. He actually was taken in a wheelchair. He got hit in the temple, but he seems like he's going to be okay.
It might have been a Paul Pierce situation where maybe there was some doo-doo butt going on. I don't know. But I have a question for you guys. Does Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, do they officially erase the 3-1 meme if they come back from 3-1 to beat LeBron?
Yes.
I think so.
No.
Yeah, because Warriors fans will always have that.
No.
But
they can always retort.
No. Only if they win the title. Only if they win the title.
But it's against LeBron.
But it wasn't the title. It wasn't the title. It's got to be in the title. Like, if they win the title, if they overcome and beat the Lakers down 3-1, and then they go on to win the title, then it's completely erased.
You're wrong. It will be erased for like the next 3 days before the next series starts, and then it'll be back on until they win the title.
Right,
it'll be temporarily erased for a little bit, and Golden State Warriors fans will definitely act like it's erased.
Yeah.
But then if they got blown out by the Suns or by the Nuggets in the next round, then at that point, okay, yeah, we can still say that
it means
Golden
nothing.
State Warriors blew 3-1 lead.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. Okay. Knicks Heat. turns out hashtag your boy Greeny was maybe right. PFT. I think
what else is new?
I think the temperature in Game 4 in Miami was like 90 degrees. The temperature in Game 5 in New York was like 65 degrees. Quentin Grimes and Jalen Brunson played 48 minutes. They had the ability to go because they didn't have the heat bothering them. And that was an all-time Jalen Brunson. Like, this is why he's become so quickly beloved by Knicks fans. 48 minutes, 38 points, nine rebounds, 7 assists, like balls on the line. This is my city. This is my team. There's nothing better when that happens. When a guy does something like that, and it just makes Mavericks fans even more sick watching that. But credit to the Knicks for not, like, they could roll over and die there, and they didn't. And Jalen Brunson was the reason they didn't, because he played his balls off for 48 minutes.
I'd like Jake to check what the weather's going to be like in Miami for the next game, and that will influence my prediction. If it's going to be above 84 degrees outside, then I have the Heat winning.
7 p.m. I'm looking at 87 degrees.
Ooh.
So the Knicks
All right,
might
the Heat,
push it to 7.
easy.
Oh,
That's too hot.
All right.
Ooh.
PM showers, scattered thunderstorms.
Also,
Still too hot.
Actually, no. High of 84. High of 84.
shout out Julius Randle
clear
for like remembering that he's actually good at basketball. Like he I think maybe because he made all NBA, I think second team. He just woke up and was like, "Wait, I am a good basketball player. I can do this." And he came out and wasn't just a complete liability.
There's so many times when you watch him and you're like, this guy's just not good at bat. How is he? I guess he doesn't look like a good basketball player. He is a good basketball player, but a lot of times, even when he's playing well, you're like, well, this guy doesn't really do anything particularly well.
Right. But I really do think he just needed the affirmation just to remind himself, like, oh yeah, you can play basketball at a pretty high level. You are a good player. Go out and be a good player. And he was. And Mitchell Robinson making those free throws. I always root for the big guy who has just the worst free throw look. Like his motion is terrible. He misses them all the time. And they did the hack of Mitchell Robinson towards the end where it was Jimmy Butler wasn't even like trying to I don't know if you saw this clip, but Jimmy Butler was just smacking him in the butt.
It's like
over and over.
Eagle made a pre-check reference.
He was just smacking him in the butt over and over until the ref would call a foul. So, but yeah, he made his free throws. I always like, there's something nice about a big guy. I'm sure he'll miss another big one, like when it matters again. But for one night, he made his free throws.
You can always tell how bad somebody is at free throws by how hard they celebrate after making free throws. Yeah. Right. So like a big dude like that, he acts like he just hit the game-winning shot if he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and the crowd gets really into it. That's always a good moment too.
Yes. Hank, any other thoughts on any of the series?
No.
Okay. Just focused.
Yeah, it's all about Sunday.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna make.
I thought the people were freaking out about the 8 seconds in the backcourt at the end of that Heat game. That was nonsense.
Yes. I was freaking out.
That was a
yeah.
screen grab fest though.
It was.
Yeah, but people were saying it has to go to 15, which I didn't see anything official, so I could be wrong. But
yeah, it's one of those like right on the border where it's not. Yeah,
I got a lot of don't know ball.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Jake, what does a Jake freakout look like?
What the heck?
Oh wow! Yikes!
No, I was worse.
Sorry for everyone who had to listen to that. We apologize.
Hanging around Max too much.
So Scott Foster wasn't on any of the games tonight, which means he'll be calling one of the game 6s tomorrow. So they're thinking it's going to be pushed to
extender.
game 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Max, do you have the sheet? You want to tell us which games are going to go to game 7?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Listen,
I can't do that again.
That stat could also just be a Scott Foster specific stat because Scott Foster has worked so many games under Adam Silver in game 6s because he is the NBA's hatchet man that he forces those games individually into game 7s.
Yes.
I feel like he's more likely to do the Warriors-Lakers, right?
Well, it depends on where he's been. I don't know if they'll fly him across the country.
But like the league would benefit more if that
of course, definitely. They want that very badly.
Yeah.
We need to track Scott Foster's jet. We need to figure out where it's going.
Yeah, tail number. I'm going to make the executive decision. We were going to wait until after the Suns Nuggets game. I think the Nuggets are going to kill them. They're up 20 right now. I think we just talk about it right now. 21. They're up 21. I think
Nugs in 6.
We bury the Suns right now.
Let's
It's
go.
over.
Son, you're done. You're Red Dwarfs. Your time's up. Chris Paul sucks. Chris Paul blew the series for the Suns by getting injured in game 1. Good things for the Nuggets. I like it. As long as the Nuggets don't have to play against the Lakers next round. I love where the Nuggets are at. We dominated tonight. We won by 17. The Nuggets won by 17 points tonight. Shut the fuck up, Hank. Another triple-double. Another triple-double for Jokic on the night. All the stars stepped up. Porter's looking good. Murray's looking good. Gordon's looking good. Jeff Green put in a couple baskets in the fourth quarter. It's a complete team.
Yeah, I mean, for the craziness that are these NBA playoffs and everything that's gone on, the Nuggets have looked like the best team. They, first round they look like the best team. This round they look like the best team. It feels like they're peaking at the right time. And they just kind of get forgotten in the mix, but they are playing very, very good basketball. And what they're doing, again, there's 8 minutes left in the second quarter. So if you're listening to this and the Suns won, that will just be the dumbest segment we ever did on Pardon My Take. But we believe in the Nuggets, and they know that they're not going to go to a game 7. They're going to come out and take care of business, and they're up 21. They're going to win by 31.
Nugs in 6. And I think it's time that we had a conversation about Kevin Durant's legacy, Big Cat. It's been too long since we've discussed that. I think it's been at least 11 months since we've had that conversation. Kevin Durant's legacy's taken a hit the last few years.
Yeah.
Maybe an irreparable hit, because you would think if he's the best player in the NBA, like some people have said that he is, you think he'd be able to get it done with a team with Devin Booker and some nice role players on the side. And Kevin Durant, unless you come on the podcast to discuss this, your legacy right now, I'd say it's almost completely destroyed.
Yeah, I'd agree. What do you say, Billy?
Is Kevin Durant still a baby back bitch?
I think we retired that because he stopped tweeting from a burner, which we respected that when he just started going after people with his main account. But I'll say this. I think the Suns next year might be, a very good team, but it felt whenever you trade for a guy in the middle of the season, Chris Paul, you got to figure out what you're going to do with the point guard, because he clearly can't. Like, we know Chris Paul's old now. Like, it is what it is. He's going to get injured in the playoffs, and you have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker for, I think, like 3 or 4 years locked up. It should just be building around just those two guys. Forget DeAndre Ayton, forget Chris Paul, build around those two guys, get as many good role players around them, and the Suns will still have a title window.
Yeah, maybe. Kevin Durant needs to do something. I'm just putting on my Skip Bayless shoes. Kevin Durant needs to prove to me that he's as good as we've been told that Kevin Durant is.
Yeah.
By ourselves.
By ourselves. Okay, so congrats to the Nugs. This would really suck if we jinx this.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
This is a must win for the Nuggets.
Yeah, it is. We'll update it after our NFL schedule draft. So we'll update it. It'll probably be halftime when we finish this, and then we can fully assess. Let's see, other things that we can talk about. Oh, before we talk hockey playoffs, I just want to say a special shout out to Bo Jackson. He's had hiccups for an entire year. I'd kill myself if I had hiccups for more than 15 minutes. So I don't know how he is surviving.
Listen, I've got 100% foolproof cure for the hiccups. Bo, if you want them, I'll give them to you. I will cure your hiccups within 10 minutes. That's a guarantee. I know how to cure the hiccups. It's a method, and it works every time.
Yeah.
So reach out to me. Maybe give me like a handcrafted bow and arrow that you made, or just let me hang out with you for a day, because chilling with Bo Jackson would be the absolute best. I will cure Bo Jackson's hiccups. His hiccups are so bad that he sniffed a porcupine's butt.
Yep.
To try to cure him. Somebody told him, if you just take a big whiff of a porcupine's asshole, your hiccups will go away. And he believed them and tried it. Didn't work. Bo, I smell probably twice as good as a porcupine's asshole. Just hang out with me and let me fix them for you. It
also just is a testament to how big of a badass Bo Jackson is, because now his broken hip, leg injury that took away his NFL career is the second worst injury he's ever had. Because I would absolutely say, if you said, hey, you can break your hip or you can have hiccups for a year, I'd take the broken hip all day, every day, because at least this is how I can rehab, and I know that there's an end in sight. The hiccups, there's no end in sight. And then the other thing is, this just means Bo Jackson is incapable of being scared. No one has scared him in an entire year to get rid of these hiccups. He can't be scared.
I was about to bring up that point because that's the cure people tell you about.
Yeah.
It's just like have somebody jump out behind you, but he's unscarable because he's such a tough guy.
Right.
But straight up, like, I don't know. What's the longest you guys have had hiccups for? Maybe like
drunk, maybe a half hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
I had hiccups for like close to an hour, 2 hours the other weekend, and my buddy choked me out, and it made it go away.
Oh, that's why your buddy choked you out?
Well, we were wrestling.
Oh, okay, nice.
They were doing doing jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever get scared?
What do you mean?
Like that's how you get rid of the hiccups.
That's what we were just saying.
Yeah.
Wow, Jake.
With Bo Jackson.
Yeah. I was looking at NFL schedule.
That's okay.
That's a me move.
Yeah, that was a Billy move.
That
Yeah.
coach.
That was Billy Marsh right there.
Yep, my bad.
Seriously,
No, it's
how,
all right.
how much do you think Bo would pay to get rid of his hiccups right now?
Endless amount of money. I'm not exaggerating when I say that if I had hiccups for I think the longest probably 30 minutes drunk, but like anything over a day or two, and it's just shoot me like a horse,
Yeah.
which I probably shouldn't
Bo.
say that, it's probably too soon after what happened in the Kentucky Derby, but it's true. Like, get the curtain, let me lay down, shoot me dead. I don't want to have the hiccups anymore in my life.
We should get Bo on the podcast. Come on the podcast and we will cure your hiccups live on Part of My Take. I guarantee it.
Yeah, we'll scare the fuck out of you. Okay, hockey, Leafs are still alive. H-words advanced to the conference finals. What else we got? Oh, and the Edmonton Knights series is awesome. That's. Oh, and Spencer Hawes went to a Kraken game. We made him go to a Kraken game. He went to a Kraken game. They got absolutely shit pumped. He was
left
texting
early?
He was texting us in the third, being like, "When can I leave?" Because they were down like 4 goals. So I'll say this, and hockey fans might not love this. This round of the playoffs haven't been that great. First round was great.
Yeah.
This round of the playoffs have not been that great.
I watched some of the Leafs game the other night. I did not watch the Kraken game. I have not watched the H-words play recently. So I could try to talk about it, but all I'm going to say is just that watch out because Biz might be right. Biz might be right about the Leafs. Don't let him get hot.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm pretty much just laser focused on the Oilers and how much fun they are to watch. And they had a nice answer to the like they got their ass kicked in game 3. But yeah, I don't know, maybe get to the next round because these memes, is that fair to say? You're a big hockey fan. This round has not been the best.
It has not been the best.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of blowouts.
It's okay to admit it because we get to this time of the year and there's a lot of like this sport's better than this sport. Let's have an honest conversation. The NBA playoffs this round have been a lot better than the hockey playoffs this round.
I saw a stat, and I'm going to butcher it, but it was something like this year there's been a record number of games that have reached the score of 4-1 at some point during the game.
Whoa.
Which makes sense. Like, I feel like every time I look up, it's 4-1 somebody.
Yeah. Okay, let's do some NFL schedule talk before we do that. Top golf. It's golf. It's not golf. It's Top Golf. We got a bunch of stuff that makes Top Golf. Top Golf clubs, balls, tees, turf, even a ball picker upper cart thing. They also have a whole bunch of stuff on their menu and loud music, giant targets, giant TVs, and handcrafted food and beverage menu. They even have a whole day each week dedicated to more play for less pay. They do this thing on Tuesday where all gameplay is half price, giving players more reason to come play around. Exclusions apply to the half price Tuesday promotion. Full terms can be found at topgolf.com/Tuesday. The Top Golf experience has a vibe. It's all about playing and having fun. It's golf. It's not golf. It's Top Golf. Pro tip, download the app, book ahead, and come play around on half price Tuesday or any other day for that matter. It's golf. It's not golf. It's Top Golf. Download the app, book a bay, and come play around. Go check it out right now. Topgolf.com. It is so much fun. You can watch the games while you're golfing. It's great date night. Top Golf is the place to be. We love Top Golf. Perfect place to go hit some balls, play some games, watch some games, eat some food, everything. Topgolf.com. It's golf. It's not golf. It's Top Golf. Okay. NFL schedule. It has been released. It was leaked all day. There was like little crumbs that were given to us. We started the day with the shocking news, and I'll say it, shocking news. The Lions and the Chiefs are kicking off the season. Credit to the Lions. They have ridden the hype wave to the first game of the season. That will be very fun to watch the Lions. Like, when we always talk about wanting something new, maybe in the college football playoffs, the Lions on the opening kickoff night will be cool to see. Like, the jerseys will be different. Jared Goff, like, all of it. I want to see it. It will be fun.
Just watching the Lions play at night is going to be a shock to my body. Like, my body hasn't. I can't remember the last time we've experienced it. I guess they've had a couple sprinkled here and there, but like in a big game where everyone's eyes are on them, I'm excited about the Lions this year. It does feel like they've reached that point where it's like maybe we should pump the brakes on them, just because like being put in the opening game of the entire season feels like a big step up for them. Like, maybe we put them on like the first Monday night game. Maybe we ease our way into there. Now they're a really good roster. They're a good team. They've got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, our personal friend Jared Goff, and Dan Campbell is a fucking insane man who's a lot of fun to watch. So I understand why the league would do that. Plus, with the hard knocks that they built in last year, I get why they would think that they would be a bigger draw. But I still don't think that the Lions are at the point where they should be opening up the NFL season.
Dumb debate time. I think the Lions losing in a close game opening night is better than winning.
It would be very Lions to have like the best loss of the season.
But it would be even more Lions to win the opening night against the Chiefs and then lose the next 4 games and have all the have an entire week where it's like they just beat the Chiefs opening night, Super Bowl champs. I think if you're a Lions fan deep down, a close loss wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And then you come back and then you reel off 5 wins. You go 5-1 to start.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because
dumb debate. It's stupid. Obviously, you want to win the games rather than lose it, but this is a dumb show. We have dumb brains. A close loss might be the perfect thing for the Lions.
Because if they won, it means that they pulled out all the tricks and they have no more tricks.
Right. And it's just like they feel like, oh, shit, all the hype, that's really real. And then that's when you start to get, exposed.
They're going to do every trick. Andy Reid's also going to have a lot of tricks. There's going to be, I'm going to say, over under 4.5 gadget plays running this game. And I'll take the over on it.
Yeah. I just Lions, you want basically what you want is to lose at the buzzer on a field goal and have it be Patrick Mahomes. And you can be like, you know what? We're a really good team. It's just Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Well,
I think you're confusing what would be a great result in general as opposed to what would be the Lions' idea of a great result.
No, I know
the Lions' idea, over the last couple of years, they've led the league in moral victories. They had a New England Patriots undefeated season's worth of moral victories in the last 2 years.
No, I know that obviously they want to win the game. I'm just saying that. Hank, you okay?
Yeah, no.
You remember that season, Hank?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Unnecessary. But
it happened.
Yeah,
it happened. This is a sports podcast. We talk about sports.
Again, this is a very dumb thought because I know you want to win the games, but I'm just saying it wouldn't be the work. Because if they do beat the Chiefs week 1, Thursday night, in front of the whole country, the Lions hype will be out of this world. It will be, uncontrollable at that point. So just a stupid thought, for food for thought, something to remind yourself if Lions fans, you do lose that game.
So when I was watching the schedule release get trickled out like Chinese water torture all day today, where it's like, okay, well, one game will be released every hour on the hour pretty much. I can't help but think that at some point Roger Goodell is going to do to the schedule release what he's done with the draft and just market the shit out of it and take it on the road each year and turn it into an hour-long, 2-hour-long primetime event where he just announces 1 week's worth at a time. He like a bracket release, essentially.
Yeah.
He sees what the NCAA does and the ratings they get on that. I feel like in the next 10 years, schedule release date is going to be he's going to have kids, troops come out on stage, the whole 9 yards. We're going to have people breaking it down week by week by week when he announces each week. It's going to be a massive fucking corporate mediatized sensation. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
That's my prediction for the future of the NFL.
I'm looking at the Lions schedule right now. So they're going to lose to the Chiefs, and then they're going to start the season 5-1. So that's it. That's a perfect start for the Lions right there.
Well, every fan out there went through the schedule when it came out.
Of course.
And you're not a real fan if you have your team doing any worse than 10-7. Every team is going to be 10-7 or better.
Yeah. Okay, do we want to do a quick draft of our favorite games?
Yes.
Okay. What should we do? Should we do 3 rounds? Should we do a 3-round draft? Because we have all of us. Max, are you going to participate in this draft?
Sure. I haven't looked at a single thing in the NFL.
Okay, that's actually makes it better. Hank, have you looked at a single thing?
No, I just know opening night is Brady night against the Eagles.
Okay, so PFT, why don't you start and we'll go around the room.
Wait,
so
that's true.
I know. I'm sick of looking at your face while watching sports.
Max also went on a rant. I heard him at halftime. He's like, I don't fucking care about the schedule. We know who we're playing. I don't care when they play. Just fucking, who cares?
I do think that, who cares? You know who you're playing months ago. Why does it matter when you're playing them?
It's fun to just fantasize.
I know, it's fun.
about.
It's fun.
It's fun to fantasize.
Yeah,
Dude,
and Max, when you're a loser, this matters a
I'm
lot.
a loser.
This is like, yeah, that's true. That's also true.
Yeah, that is.
But you also expect to win.
Yeah.
dude, I'm itching to pick this first game.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, PFT. Start.
Okay, so I get the first overall
Yeah, you get the
pick?
first pick, and I don't know if you heard Billy, but he just kind of whispered, "I'm itching to pick this first game."
I actually have one I'm really excited about.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, let's go me, and then you want to go.
No, we'll go
Big Cat.
You, Hank, and then me, and then we'll go around the room.
Okay, all right. So Billy will be like one of the last ones.
He'll be fourth.
Okay, so somebody will definitely pick his game then. For the first overall pick in the 2023 schedule NFL draft, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. September 11th.
What the
Oh, no, wait. Was that Billy's?
Dude, that's the
shit.
best
I
game.
didn't know. I had
dude,
no
the
idea
best
that was going to be
game, bro.
Billy's.
Fucking best
How could
game.
you do that, bro?
I didn't know. Billy, if I knew it was yours, I wouldn't have done it. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's fucking
Monday Night Football.
Aaron Rodgers,
I didn't
Monday
care
night,
about that game.
September 11th in New York. Aaron Rodgers, renowned 9/11 truther.
Dude,
Going to be waking up America. He'll probably have a fun message written on like a headband or some weird touchdown celebration, waking people up to the truth. And then, of course, Josh Allen pressing all the buttons, going up against a good Jets defense. That's going to be a great game.
Great pick.
Go back to
I really
guitar.
wish that we were staying in New York for that one because I would love to go to that game.
Yeah, great pick. Great pick.
Thanks.
That was mine.
It was. So what's your first pick? Tom Brady night?
I will go with the Jets versus the Patriots Week 18. Probably taking Rodgers out of the playoffs. And, what's going to be a long and frustrating season of disappointment for Jets fans.
Okay.
Dude, we're gonna know by then because it's either because I don't think the Patriots are gonna
it's week
be in
18.
playoff contention, but they might be able just like to tank our season by beating us. But also like if we can't go, you can't go.
Oh,
right.
nice.
That's why it's my number one.
Wait, no,
pick.
but that's you don't want if they can't go, you can't go.
Right.
Right.
But I don't think they're gonna have any playoff chances.
Right.
You
But
see-
that's
you see
still
what's
that
already happened?
You just envisioned a world where you're not going.
I know, but like we could be borderline. It really just depends on that first game. That's why I'm way more excited about the
Well,
first game.
no. That's PFT's game, so you can't talk
Yeah.
about that game. Fuck. All right. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll just do a snake draft. We'll do 2 picks each because this is the
Okay.
most boring thing ever. We're gonna pull
Francesa.
Yeah.
It's because they're picking games
Yeah.
I don't care about.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go. My first pick. I will go. Let's see. Where to go? Oh, here we go. Bills at Bengals. DeMar Hamlin. Week 9 Sunday Night Football. The game that
I love it.
we debated for a week and a half who was going to win that game. That will be a very highly anticipated game. Week 9, both teams should be very good. What?
I
What you
just
got?
got an intrusive thought.
What was your intrusive thought?
You know how Hank and Max would both lose Sunday
Yeah.
if they couldn't finish the game and couldn't play it?
Oh.
Oh,
So
so you're
someone
wishing
dies?
for someone to die.
That was an intrusive
It
thought.
was. That's I said it.
No, it was an intrusive thought.
It
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Billy,
He
Billy,
said
you
it was
are
an
an intrusive thought.
Yeah,
that's what Billy is.
that was a brain worm.
I was like, why?
Billy is
did I
the
do that?
intrusive thought of this podcast.
Yes, he really is. All right, so that's my pick. Go ahead, Billy.
I'm going Black Friday. Jets Dolphins.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be good.
I actually,
I guess.
It's
it's
be force fed football. You're gonna watch.
It's good that football's on TV, but I don't know if that game. I wouldn't take that.
No, that's gonna
second
be
overall.
a crucial game.
It's also
Bad value.
I'm very much into the NFL, just taking over every holiday. Black Friday is college football. That's stupid. That's Nebraska, Iowa. Like that's I don't know what they didn't have to do that day. We had football on TV that day. We didn't need that day. I'm down for, the Christmas Eve, the New Year's Eve, the Christmas Day, all these other things, but we had football on that day already. That was already a designated football day. They should have done it like on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you're gonna love it when it's on.
No, of course, but I am going to watch college
yeah.
football too. Okay, Jake, your first pick.
So
This is wild.
What?
That we're doing.
Yeah,
this.
no, it's really dumb. It's terrible. We're only doing 2 rounds.
yeah.
We should do 1 round. We should do. Everyone gets one game.
Okay.
So this year, New Year's Eve is on a Sunday. We get an entire slate on New Year's Eve.
This is making it worse, Jake.
I'm just setting the stage.
How excited you are about this draft.
Yes, because I'm taking Bengals at Chiefs 4:25 New Year's Eve. You watch the game, then you do your New Year's Eve plans.
Okay.
Also, I'm sorry for earlier. I really feel
What?
my
He
son.
said the heck word.
Oh.
No.
No, when the Bo Jackson
When I
scaring.
was looking at
he
my
was Billy Marsh.
favorite games,
Yeah,
I
that's
really
okay.
feel awful.
You feel awful?
Yeah.
No tap.
Okay. Done.
All right.
You forgive me then?
Max, yeah.
I still don't know what Jake's talking about.
I feel high right now.
Dude, I'm getting weird thoughts.
I feel great.
Well,
Good vibes are in the
falling
air.
apart right now.
Good vibes are in the air.
This is what makes true AWLs. Listening to this and being like, wait, what? What are they doing?
Billy wants someone to die.
By the way, the Nuggets are now up 32, so great call by us.
Game
Great
over,
call
buried.
by us.
I would say Super Bowl rematch, Monday Night Football, Chiefs Eagles, November 20th. But I'm sick of everyone on the Niners saying that they would have beat us if they had a quarterback. So it's at home December 3rd, 4:25 against the Niners.
Okay. All right, and that concludes our draft.
Wait, I got one more. Wait.
You could just say a game you're looking forward to, but that concludes our draft.
Week 5, Chicago at Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday night football.
Rematch.
Might have to go to that
Rematch.
PFT.
Also, there's a
We might.
Peacock exclusive game this year. You
Oh
guys see
yeah.
that?
Yeah. When is that?
It's I think Chargers Bills. I think December.
This is the yeah.
Pats are going to Germany. That's the other one of note for the Pats.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
the Tyreek Hill revenge game is in Germany as well.
Oh. Okay.
It's Pat's Colts in Germany.
yeah.
I feel like Belichick will have them on some type of history tour.
Oh yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Titan's social media. That was by far the best video. They interviewed drunk people on Broadway in Nashville and had them like guess the logos of the teams, and it was just perfectly done. Because it's hard to one up every year all these schedule releases because it's been a trendy thing for the team social media accounts, but the Titans nailed it.
Yeah, the people on Broadway, one person guessed the Chargers logo as being Lightning McQueen,
Yeah.
as being that team. There were 2 bachelorette parties that guessed the Indianapolis Colts logo as being the Dallas Cowboys. That was awesome.
And they like confidently were like Cowboys, nailed it.
It's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then the Texans was
Yeah.
another good one.
In the Atlanta, Florida Dolphins.
Yeah. Shout out to the Jaguars social media team too. They did the head script writer for the Jacksonville Jaguars narrated theirs.
Oh.
I thought that was good.
This has been the dumbest 15 minutes. Confidently can say the dumbest 15 minutes in this show, at least in the last year. We have the rest of the show. We have Kenny Smith. We have Fyre Fest. And we were correct. The Denver Nuggets are up 30 on the Suns going into halftime. So great show. And let's kick it to ourselves with Kenny Smith.
This interview with Kenny Smith is brought to you by Bert Kreischer and his new movie, The Machine, on Sony Pictures. You know Bert. He's been on Part of My Take many times. He was with us at the Super Bowl. We did his show. You're familiar with him. You love The Machine. And Sony is giving us a new must-see movie to kick off summer starring Bert himself. It's based on the outrageous, truest story of Bert Kreischer that blew up the internet. The movie picks up 23 years after the iconic story from Bert's signature set, his true experience with Russian mobsters while on a booze-soaked college trip. That trip from college has come back to haunt Bert as he and his estranged father, played by the legendary Mark Hamill, are kidnapped back to Russia by the mob to atone for something they say that he did. Together, Bert and his father must retrace the steps of his younger self, played by the hilarious Jimmy Tatro, another recurring guest of Part of My Take. In the midst of a war within a sociopathic crime family, all while attempting to find common ground in their often fraught relationship, Bert Kreischer, Jimmy Tatro. Bert Kreischer is the man, the myth, the machine. Get your tickets now. The Machine is exclusively in theaters May 26th. Rated R. That's a hard R, too. Rated R. It's going to be very funny. I've seen the trailer. It's going to be awesome. Get your tickets now. The Machine is exclusively in theaters May 26th. Rated R. And now, here's Kenny Smith.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest, recurring guest. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Kenny the Jet Smith. He has a book out called Talk of Champions, Stories of the People Who Made Me. Go check it out now. You can buy it everywhere. I'm holding it up for people who are watching on YouTube. A memoir, awesome pictures on the back. Young Kenny the Jet. All right, so thank you for coming, first of all. Your book. Let's start with your book, and then we'll talk a little NBA. Okay. What's going on, in the playoffs. So your book has a lot of stories about all the people who have impacted you in your life. And I guess it is probably a question you're going to get a lot, but I have to know what the best piece of advice that Charles Barkley gave you, because he seems actually like he would give good advice if you asked him for it.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, all right. I was wrong. Yeah, I was trying to give Charles a compliment. Yeah.
No, yeah. I think the one thing that, I read a lot of self-help books. I do, such and such for dummies and whatever it might be. And it always would seem like it was from one person's point of view. And this is 15 people that I observed that influenced me. So it's 15 point of view. It's a self-help. So I feel hopefully when you read it, people feel better about themselves and understand. Oh, Bill Russell did that. Oh, Magic Johnson operate. Oh, Shaq. Michael Jordan works that way. Now that's why it worked for me. So I think that's it. But the best advice I'd say from Chuck, the part that is influential is he gave me a voice. Where before him, people would just ask me basketball questions. They never would talk about politics, never talk about culture. They'd be like, Knicks win? You think the Knicks are going to win? And you keep it moving.
Yeah.
But now I go places and his voice, and he's like not in terms of the person, but the voice, like he started like Muhammad Ali would not be just asked boxing questions.
Right, more than an athlete.
Yeah, and so he is that. That's the reason why LeBron and those guys, today he's the bridge for that. For LeBron and Chris Paul and Carmelo was, to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes he says things that are sneaky profound, and other times, I saw this the other day where he was on the steam room, and he was talking about losing his soap in a hotel.
Oh,
Did you see? What is that about? What was he saying with that clip where he was like, I have to bring my own soap on the road because one time I almost
he has
lost
a big
it.
butt. How about that? He's got a big butt. And so now use your imagination with the little hotel soap. Yeah. So, I mean, he could give you that, or he could give you something political. But the one thing that, even when I was writing it, I realized how I view people came from my parents in this way. My mom, I can hear it even now. Kenny, listen. Be a listener. Listen, because, and this is the day and age, especially with all the podcasts and things that we do. I want to be heard. I want to, hey, listen to what I'm saying. But listening gives you empathy, even when you might not have sympathy. And so being empathetic of, oh, that's why he acts that way, allowed me to have these people in my life, which when I was writing it, I was about maybe the 4th chapter, and I was sending it in to the editor. And he goes, you realize like everybody you're sending in has a book written about their life? Mm-hmm. I was like, man, I have access to that. And didn't think about how I have the access to do that and talk to these people, which I think if I knew all this at 20, jeez, oh my God.
So
I'd own this station, man. We'd be all owning this station. I'd own 5 teams.
As far as the different people that you talked to for this book, what's one example of one person that said something really profound that you had never thought about before you got the chance to read what they had to say?
It's more echoes. You hear echoes in the back and you don't realize it in the back of your head. When the whole George Floyd thing was going on, I walked off the set, and I was like, I think I shouldn't be here today. And I was like, so that's how the book actually came about. A literary agent called me and she was like, you have a book. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, why'd you walk off? I was like, well, it's really like the people who made me. And I was like, oh, through sport, through culture, through politics, whatever. So that also went back to Bill Russell and Dean Smith. Bill Russell was my first coach. He drafted me in the NBA. Imagine that.
Right.
We'll get to that. And then Dean Smith. It was like my first week in school. He brought me in and brought me in the office. And I'm throwing, he's like, how many jump ropes you gonna do? I'm thinking, and we lift weights and whatever. And he asked me, he said, Kenny, as an African-American student, what are you going to do here for the students here? I was like, whoa. Like, that was the first time someone who wasn't African-American asked me, what am I going to do for black people?
Right.
Like what? Like, that just blew my mind.
It's a big question for an 18-year-old.
And so, and that was during the time of apartheid, Mandela, we had shanties on campus. And so, like, that might have been echoing in my head when I walked off. Bill Russell, it's got funny stories because he, threw us out of practice one day because he fell asleep. But that's another story. But one day where he's sitting, he has all these notes on the plane because his rule was I had to sit next to him every plane ride, every bus ride, and I would drive home with him because we lived a mile away. So I spent a lot of time with him then. So now he's looking at these notes and it's got like Yugoslavia, Spain players, and so I go, Coach, you telling me there's not a guy in Alabama that you could just drive and go see just as good? And he says, Kenny, as an African American, you can never not want inclusion. I'm like, so he's taking a joking moment. So all those echoes are in your body and in your ears.
Yeah.
That you don't know, like why you do things. And I'm like, now I started to understand where I'm getting that information and compelled to do things, in sport, in business, in life.
Yeah, I think a lot of people lack empathy until they go through a moment that makes them realize, oh yeah, this is what other people experience.
You know what it is too? What happened with Shaq?
Yeah,
because Shaq has a military background. Like if you know his dad was big military, we know that story, and he's a police officer. Shaq actually, he has a real badge. He has the sirens and lights and everything. So he has a reverence to military and police officers because he was going in the wrong direction and they straighten him up. Get up at 6, make your bed, but whatever it might be. I grew up in Queens, New York. Like, we don't look at it. We respect law enforcement, but we don't look at it the same way.
Different experience, yeah.
So when he makes a comment during a cultural, social, economic moment, I have to be empathetic that they made him the billionaire that he is.
Yeah.
Right.
That lifestyle. So he has a reverence. And if I don't, even though I might not agree, or Charles from Alabama, I might not agree, if I don't understand why, then what are we doing? And that's what I think what gets lost a lot, even in sport and in life.
It sounds like in writing this book, it was probably pretty therapeutic to look back and be like, look at all these people that I've been able to be friends with, to mentor, to be mentee. Like, did you have that moment where you're like, wow.
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was normal.
Right.
Like you guys could just call Shaq or you guys could call Magic Johnson. I didn't think that was special. Like, until I realized, like, no, he's the highest of the high in his profession, financially, culturally, and in his, like, what? Like, there's 15, and I got 15 more that just didn't make the book.
Yeah.
Like, I realized that I've been blessed with the ability to see around corners too. Like, I met guys and ladies early in their careers, and I go, no, they're gonna make it. Now I might have mentored and some I haven't, nothing, but I go, no, that's it. He's the one. Like, I was on a plane with Michael B. Jordan, and I wrote about this. and it's like 5 or 6 guys like this. I was on a plane with him. He had not acted yet, and he just happened to be sitting next to me, and I'm talking to him. I give him my number. Calls me up like 6 months later. He's like, hey, Kenny, remember me, Michael B? I'm like, yeah, Michael. How many Michael Jordan?
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, I remember you, bro. How are you? He's like, I'm moving to LA, and I'm gonna go for this acting thing. He's like, I might need a meal or two, so if I get stuck out here, I'm gonna come. I said, and I said to him, bro, you'll never need a meal from me. You're it.
That's really cool.
Because you see it. It's a quality that, like, and when I watch a guy on TV and play, I'm like, he's gonna be the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Like no, he's just. I remember I said that about Durant. It's like, no, it's something about it that you see that they have.
Yeah.
You probably also said that about Lonnie Walker, right? Like LeBron. He was like, I knew the second.
That's cap. It's funny that you guys picked up on that, because the first thing we were like, so LeBron has to take credit for the fact that he knew, be ready. I was like, is he back there telling Pippen's son, be ready, bro.
Yeah.
You never know.
Right.
He said that to Tristan Thompson yet.
Yeah.
It's what makes it so funny about LeBron because he's without a doubt one of the top 2 basketball players of all time. But he also has these goofy moments where he says something and we can all like laugh at him in the same moment.
Yeah, like I read that book.
Yeah.
That book.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should get LeBron to
Godfather.
read the first page of your book.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's on the first page? What was
Also,
LeBron picked
it's
up?
not without a doubt because Kenny didn't have LeBron in his top 10 a few years ago.
At that time, I did not.
Yeah, when we
I
had
know
you
I had
on
him close.
last time.
It was close.
Has he made it there yet?
Yeah, he's in the top 10
Has
now.
Steph? I mean, Steph, is he there? It's hard because every time you add someone, you got to take someone out.
Well, I just say, again, we went through the 10, and I'm going off the top of my head because I'm probably going to leave someone out when you go off the top of your head and now have a list in front of you. But these guys will never – I don't think Michael could ever be removed. I don't think Kareem could ever be removed. I don't think Magic and I don't think Bird could ever be removed because it's kind of like if I watch someone play the piano and they're the first pianist, you gave me the blueprint on how to play the piano. But if it's never been played before and you figure out how to make music, like there's something special about that more than anything else. So those guys kind of put it. Will Chamberlain is on that. So now we got 5 that can't be removed.
Right.
So there's only 5 that can jump into your top 10. So at that time, I still had Oscar Robertson, Mr. Triple-Double, And so, Shaq.
Right around there, Tim Duncan.
Like, where are we?
Yeah. No, it's hard. It gets very difficult.
Where are we?
It gets
And so
very
for
difficult.
Steph, LeBron is obviously the generational part about him is the longevity of it.
Right.
There are people who have had just as good as years as him, but no one's had just as good of careers. It's not the ordinary, it's the extra, which makes you extraordinary. It makes you extraordinary. It's not you're doing ordinary things all the time that you can consistently do them. Where I can't run and jump the way I used to. So it's not, you can't consistently do it. But look, Steph, I just don't think that, I always say Steph is he's culturally in the top 10 here because of the way the game is played. You don't have to defend to affect the game the same way.
Yeah.
So those guys also, like Michael, Kareem, they affected the game defensively. That changes the way you play. So that's why I move Michael here.
Right. So
all the time.
Speaking of him, I assume he's in your book.
Yes. The Jordan chapter.
Yeah. What can you give us an anecdote or a lesson that he gave you that you didn't even know at the time? You look back and you're like, oh yeah, that how he was doing it. That's I started mimicking something after him. Or
I think I open up with saying, when you read it, is going to be, I've always been jealous of Scottie Pippen. That's how I open up. Because he was the 5th pick, I was the 6th, and then he got traded to Chicago.
Right.
And I was like, that could be me. Because I playing with Michael and being a New Yorker, we have a bravado about us that we like someone who pushes us in our face. Those guys always propelled me. So, being a good player is also knowing what you don't have. And, sometimes I need that, that guy to be in your face and, get you motivated. And so I used to watch it as when he was a Bull, and I used to be like, Scottie doesn't realize he's going to be great. Because I don't think Scottie even made the all-rookie team, first team, his rookie team with us. So, imagine that. Now he's a top 50 player of all time.
Right.
Because a guy pushes you that's next to you is also part of your journey. And I knew what that was by being at. I was like, man, let me get that. Let me get that. Passion. As a New Yorker, we have that always around us. The melting pot of people. I'm around Italian people who just love their culture. I'm around, devout Jewish people who passionate about their religion, Muslims. We everyone that we see. So when someone's like Mike is that, he's a New Yorker, don't know it. He's just he's in your face about it, how he is. And I was like, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
So I took away from Michael the ability to push yourself. How do you push yourself at times? And I still didn't have enough of it because I would have had him to help me. So I'm always jealous of Scottie Pippen, man. I hate you, Scottie.
It is one of those things, whether it be basketball or work or life, if the most talented person is also the hardest worker, it's hard not to fall in line. It's hard not to be like, well, that guy could get by with just doing it, but he's also putting in more hours than everyone.
But see, the fact is, I don't even know if he was putting in more hours, but there's a bravado while you're putting the hours in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost kind of like doing something that you really don't want to do sometime in the moment, but still doing it like you love it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is hard to do some days.
Are you a little bit mad at Michael Jordan for taking those years off? Because people always say, like, those Rockets teams, you guys won your championships.
Who's those people? Where they're at?
I'm not saying me.
Are they in this room?
Many people are saying
I'll say
if Jordan,
the Bulls would have won.
if Jordan was playing on the Bulls,
They would not have
beat
won
you.
8 in a row.
Yeah.
So you're saying
You saw the documentary, first of all.
I would be mad if I were you, because I would be like, yeah, we would have beaten Michael
No,
Jordan.
I
Stop
always
talking.
say that. I'm not mad. We got ours. Like, that was his
With
fault.
an asterisk.
And there's no asterisk. When he was back and he had 55 points at the Garden, y'all were like, he's back. Michael's back, and he's the greatest of ever.
What do you mean
Look
by
at
you?
it.
By you guys were like, who were you saying?
If you were in wherever you were, and when Michael came back, you were screaming that he's back when he hits the Garden floor in the middle and he had 55, the double nickel. Then he loses to Orlando.
Well, listen.
But we swept them.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason
Nick Anderson couldn't hit a free throw.
No, but we swept them. That would have been one. We swept them. Not one. They didn't win a game.
You walked them.
No,
Shaq and Penny didn't win a game against us in the finals. The two guys who made first team All NBA did not win a game against us.
So you would have extra swept.
My
Bulls
point
if
is
they
this,
made it.
and this is where it comes from, this confidence. Horace Grant was in Orlando.
Yep.
We saw in the documentary there was dissension, so he left. They were too small.
Yeah.
It wasn't Michael wasn't great when they lost to Orlando. They were too small. They didn't have a Grant to contend with Grant, or they killed him on the board, Shaq. We had Dream. He was Shaq on steroids then. So they were too small. There was no Dennis Rodman.
Right.
That's 2 years later. So they would have been a small team trying to defend Dream and us.
Yeah.
We would have beat them. Now, if you ask me the same question and go, can you beat that first 3P team or the second three? I don't know. I'll be scratching my head. But those teams, how they were constructed, and just add Mike to it, we would have beat them. For sure.
Swept?
We would have beat them. I don't know, not swept, but we would have beat them.
We're going to get back to Kenny Smith in a second, but he's brought to you by Pardon My Cheesesteak. Are you tired of sad, limp, flavorless cheesesteaks? Do you crave something that'll make your taste buds dance with joy and happiness? Well, look no further, my friend, because Pardon My Cheesesteak is here to save the day. I'm going to go off script because I'm very familiar with Pardon My Cheesesteak. I actually secret shop Pardon My Cheesesteak a couple times a month. I get to my apartment. I get delivered to the office. I don't tell anybody that I'm buying it just to make sure it's still delicious. And it is. It is. I've not been disappointed. Don't take our word for it. Our satisfied customers rave about our delicious menu items. One customer said, I've never tasted anything like this in my life. Another customer said, these cheesesteaks are the real. You know what? I'm going to go to other real customers. Hank, what do you think about Pardon My Cheesesteaks?
Absolutely delicious. Nothing better on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night.
There you go. 7 days a week. Billy.
I love them so much. I've eaten so many of them so fast, but I actually like to secretly eat them slow to enjoy the flavor and everything. They're so good.
You can eat them fast or you can eat them slow.
I like to eat them
yes.
slow because then
Hell
you can
yes.
enjoy it more.
You're like Chris Paul in the huddle.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Talk or don't talk.
but I like that Billy said sometimes I secretly eat it slow because he knows that we'd all question his masculinity if he didn't get all 12 inches in his mouth.
Is that dude eating a cheesesteak slow?
Yo, what's up with Billy? Is he eating like a rabbit?
Yeah.
Billy,
Man card.
Billy, does your husband also order cheesesteaks? Order now at pardonmycheesesteak.com. Also available on Uber Eats, Grubhub, and DoorDash. And now back to Kenny Smith.
Okay, so I mean, I loved watching Hakeem play. It was his footwork was insane. Like just everything about him. Like the fact that he was so tall and such a big man. He looked like he was like ballet out there. Was who was the best player you ever played with? And maybe we'll not count college.
Well,
You
there's
can't say MJ.
There's an Hakeem chapter. There's a Michael chapter. I played with both. I played
Right.
with Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan. Like,
I know it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
So and spent many moments with all of them. So Yeah, I think Michael's going to be the best player.
Yeah, not counting college.
Yeah.
So just NBA.
Hakeem, easily.
Yeah.
Like, not even close. Like, he was Michael in those 2-year runs. Like, when I say he was Michael, he invoked fear into the opponent when you weren't the position he was guarding. That's fear.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, does Steph Curry make Anthony Davis fearful?
I think yes.
I don't know.
I think yes.
I think I
Does
would
he
say
go,
I would say yes.
man,
I would
because
say
of
yes.
what he's going to do on the court, I
Yes.
can't do what I do?
Yeah,
I think
the way that he has to play defense on his
You
guy.
think
when
Anthony
Steph Curry's
Davis
on the
feels
court.
that he can't play well with Steph Curry on the floor?
But I think Steph Curry passes the test, and it's talking about the all-time greats, and LeBron's in there, and there's, some guys who might be getting there right now. But Steph specifically, you have to know where he is at all times. The whole team does. Team defense, because he
No,
and
when
the
you
way
have
he
the ball,
pulls
what about
everyone
when you
away.
have the ball?
Yeah, when you have the ball, maybe not.
Then
So
you
yeah,
don't-
maybe
then
that's
there's no
okay.
fear.
Okay, but defensively, I think that
You're not fearful.
all 5 guys are fearful of where Steph is and making sure they know where he is at all times.
Do you think Patrick Ewing, when he caught the ball on the right block, was like, where the hell's Michael?
Well, he traveled a lot.
He's like, where's Michael?
Yeah. No, he's like, I'm going to travel, and they won't
He's
call.
like, and how many times did you see the block from
No,
Michael?
I know. I mean, the
That's the difference.
the-
And Hakeem, you had to know where he was.
No, you're right, because the MJ, the final shot, the play
On offense
before
ending.
is the play before is stripping Karl Malone.
If you don't come to the double team when Hakeem comes in and gets the ball on the block early enough, you're coming out the game because
Yeah.
you didn't do your job. That's fear. So he had that for 2 years that I was
Right.
there. That everybody on the floor was like, "Where is the dream at?"
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
on both ends.
We talked during March Madness about Sinogo and some of the other guys that were doing Ramadan during the tournament and during games where they weren't drinking, they weren't eating before the games at all. Hakeem did that too.
Yeah.
It was big news at the time, and not a lot of people understood what he was doing. What would you see in him on those days where he had to go out and he had to be the best player on the court, but he could not have any water, could not have any food? How did he gear himself up to be able to play at that next level?
The first year I saw it, I was like, I didn't know until about 5 days in that he wasn't eating before the game. I thought maybe it was like Ramadan ended at, I wasn't Muslim. I'm not Muslim. So I didn't know the timing. So I'm thinking he's going to eat in at 5. We're playing at 7:30.
Right.
It's like, no, he's not eating till after the game.
It's crazy.
This is like a weekend. And in that week, I think he might have been player of the week in the NBA. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I can't even get through this interview without asking you for some water.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? So,
Do you need water?
no, I'm good now. I'm good.
I
I'm
do
good.
have some right
I'm
here.
on my ramen. No, I'm just But yeah, it's just amazing. Like, and that just lets you know your mental fortitude because, now you see people with intermittent fasting or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
To try to lose weight. So there is a point when you do it that you're like, man, I need something. And then it goes away.
You go through the wall.
You go through the wall. And if you're spiritually connected, like he was, he's sitting there, he's praying, and he's spiritually connected, he broke through the wall easier.
Yeah.
Where for me, if I'm intermittent fasting, I'm not breaking through that wall. It takes a lot.
It's because he's playing for something that's bigger than himself, and so he's almost drawing strength from that. Whereas if you try to do it, you're like, I'm going to play through this because I'd really like to be able to see like my second ab in a month.
And
that doesn't give you the same motivation.
It's not the same motivation at all, and it doesn't put the same pressure on it because you're not doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's kind of like taking Dean Smith used to say, we play a big game, North Carolina State or Duke or somebody, not Duke, the school from Durham, sorry. If we play in one of them and he go, coming in, you think he's going to have this big rah-rah speech, and he go, there's billions of people in China that don't even know we're playing today. All right, let's go. And that was it. That was the pregame speech. And we go out.
Yeah.
And it just put things in perspective.
Yeah, put you at ease.
It puts you at ease.
Yeah.
So, that it's big. It's bigger than you. This is nothing.
Yeah. You mentioned the school from Durham. I'm a big time Coach K hater. How awesome was that, sending him off the way that North Carolina did?
I'm a hater, and I loved it.
Well, you have to do the whole fake respect thing.
No, it's not fake.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
not
All right.
fake.
All right.
Fake. Because when someone or something brings the best out of you, you can't really hate it. You have to have a level of respect for it. And their teams, they will bring the best out of you.
Right.
If you're not ready when he was there. So I gotta respect it. Actually, it was one of my final schools too. And between it was North Carolina, Duke, and Virginia. So those are like only 3 schools I visited. So I always had a respect for what they was, but I just knew we were better.
Yeah.
Why did you pick UNC over Duke?
Colors.
There's a lot of reasons, but I think a lot of schools had at that time, they were like, oh, we have a great basketball program. We have a great academics. We have a great social life. But North Carolina had all 3. They had everything. It was like, you ever see movies when you're growing up about college life? You go, damn, it's frat houses and studying and whatever it might be.
Women. Just say women.
Yeah.
Yeah. The girls.
And the colors. I have a theory that
everything.
Yeah.
And even because you watch a movie and you're like, it's not just the women. It had everything.
Yeah.
It was the size of it, that big university, those fake universities. A big U is coming to you.
Yeah, right. And he got game. Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was amazed by that. I was just amazed. It felt like every day I was on a movie set. It didn't feel like it was real at times.
I do have a theory that at least 20% of the student population at UNC goes to UNC just because the colors are that good.
The colors.
It is.
It's
You'd wear it the rest of your life.
The Argyle is
being
nice.
able to wear the Carolina blue for the rest of your life is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you think about how athletics affects, the decisions of academia, because most people don't hear about schools. The first time they hear about them is through sport.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to that school because it's sport, and they don't know about the academics.
Yeah. All right. So this current playoffs, it's wide open. It feels the most wide open it's been in a long time.
It's the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, right. It's this parity. Every team has a flaw. Every team has a strength. Gun to your head, knowing right now. So we're taping this on Thursday. We're going to run it Friday. So there are some Game 6s playing on Thursday night. Who do you have?
The best overall team in basketball is the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
Ooh,
yep.
I like
Speak
it.
on it, Kenny.
They have an MVP candidate. They have a great point guard in Murray. They have young players, Gordon and Porter, that have kind of got some seasoning, got benched with Green. They have no holes. Good coaching. They have no holes. They just don't have experience. There is a different it's harder to get to the finals than win it.
Ooh, I like that.
It is.
I actually agree with that because even the Warriors, they're going to play Game 6 on Friday night, but Game 5, I bet the Warriors because I was like this, you could just tell that hey, this team, they won't go out like this.
No.
They aren't going to panic. They know it's an uphill climb to come back 3-1, but they also aren't going to be we got to do everything different. It's no, we got to just play our ball.
It's hard. It's hard to because.
But
there's
some
a
teams
threshold,
will panic, yeah.
There's a threshold very similar to what we were just talking about. There's a threshold in the fasting that you got to break through, not just to get an ab. You know what I mean? Just like you said, it's so you have to give yourself other than yourself to break through that threshold for a team. And that you can only learn it by experiencing it. And it's hard. I can't even describe it just the same way if you say, when you're hungry and you're fasting, how do you break through that hour when you want to eat and you did it? You can't really explain it verbally, but you did it. Mm-hmm. It's the exact same feeling. You cannot explain it, but you got to go through it to get to the when you're in that Western Conference Finals or you're getting that Western semis and you're like, I got to break through. We got to break through as a team. And you go, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, you realize how valuable Scotty Brooks was, who was the 11th man on the team. Mm-hmm. And you start realizing how valuable that is. And no one understands and be like, oh, Tristan Thompson's just on the team for show because he's a Kardashian and da-da-da-da. There's something that he's got to do to help that team break through. even as a guy who's not playing.
Yeah. They've also got the best mascot in the NBA right now, Rocky. Did you see the ladder shot that he made the other day?
No, man.
He put up a.
Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, yeah. That Rocky's always been
a ladder on
and
a ladder
and
threw it over
backwards.
his head.
Yeah,
and
Rocky's been.
They're playing for Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky
You played in Denver, right?
I played in Denver. Rocky and the Houston Rockets guy, Turbo, was the best.
Also, respect to the Phoenix Suns gorilla.
Mascot
That dude's a legend.
in history. Like, Turbo was crazy.
But when you play in Denver, people always talk about the altitude when it comes to football. That seems to be the end of the conversation. But in basketball, it makes a difference too, right?
Yeah, it's funny how it's also psychological though. Like when you really think about it, you feel it more.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I don't like. For me, it did affect me. Like in terms of, I didn't get as tired, but I would get dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't realize Utah's at a higher altitude.
Mm-hmm.
And no one ever says playing in Utah is tough with the altitude.
Yeah, that's a big time. People forget that.
And it's bigger. But those first, like when you come in to warm up, like when I would try to warm up there harder because I get dizzy. I would get a little dizzy. And I knew it was from the altitude. Just like for like a minute, like you feel a little lightheaded. And then it kind of like it subsides and it goes away. And in about second quarter, you don't feel it. But that first quarter, Denver, I felt the burning in my throat. Utah, I felt lightheaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the other side of that, what happens to Denver to make them not win the championship? What's their weakness? You said everybody's got holes. That's just a fact.
The weakness is like will Gordon and Porter break through the threshold and become famous. Like the regular season is when you make your name. The playoffs, you get famous.
Mm-hmm.
That's fame. Like people know me. He broke the NBA record for threes. He hit the three to tie it up in the NBA Finals. They don't say anything about, against the Clippers in Game 63. This dude. I never get asked about when I hit a game winner. I had a game winner against the Clippers. I've never been asked about it.
I was actually going to ask you about that.
Was
I never
on my
talked
sheet.
about it
That was
until just now.
Talk about it?
So the game winner that you hit against the Clippers, that must have been an amazing moment for you.
Exactly.
What was going through your head when you made that shot?
Going through my head is like, okay, where am I going after in LA? What's popping in this city tonight? And I hit the game winner. Somebody might remember that. So they haven't had those moments that Wiggins and Poole have had
right
in playoffs. Now we know them for that. Like we know the Poole party, not for the regular season because it was last year. So now he's in the playoff, he's struggling. We're like, yo, where are you? Like, what you doing? Because it was the playoffs that he did it.
Yeah.
Right. What you guys obviously, part of the reason why everyone loves your show is that you guys are honest and it feels like four friends sitting on a set talking about basketball, having a conversation.
Or four friends that will lie to each other in their face.
Yeah,
too.
that too.
Like
that too. You tricks.
Like, no,
and
I wasn't
everything.
there. That wasn't me.
Yeah. But has there ever, what player has been the most mad at something you guys have said?
Which player?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant which one of us. Shaq gets the maddest at what we say to him.
Oh, I love when Shaq gets mad.
And
you could tell too.
Shaq gets easily the maddest.
Yeah. Well, he's the new guy. You guys could do.
He's been here 14 years.
That's what I was saying.
He's not new anymore.
You could do 20 more years of it, and he'll still be the new guy because that's just how our brains work.
He just like that's well.
That is how it works.
He's gonna get mad if you ever hear this. Charles calls him Petty White, Richard Petty. So yeah, but I don't. Well, no one's ever been mad at me the way I think Kevin Durant has been mad at Chuck.
That's true.
Or have that fuel, because I have a rule. I'm never going to say anything about your passion or your heart. I can't measure that. But if your ass don't run back on D, I'm gonna be like, yo, he doesn't get back. He doesn't have the effort. Look, he's not running back. He's not being in his position, and you can't fool me because like I'm a toot my horn. I think I'm the best in the business of breaking down film. I know what your defensive assignments were based on the last 3 plays.
Right.
It's like, so you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't lie. Let me run to the big board. Let me hit my knees together and run to the big board and try to see what goes on. And I'm going to show it. So they might not like what I say or point it out, but they can never be mad. because I never this dude doesn't have any heart.
Yeah.
You had a race with Ernie to the big board the other day. He almost beat you. Some were saying that he was going to beat you until the last
never
step.
again. Because I've been doing some this treatment on my legs now.
They did get you, what, was it this
I'm
week
good,
or last
man.
week
What
when
are
they
you talking
locked
about treatment on your legs?
Yeah.
Are you talking about squats?
No, it's a treatment, man.
He's
I've been
talking
working
about
out.
steroids.
It's a machine and it's a workout with it. And it's called a newbie, and I've been doing that doing all of this
just to get to the board?
Just so because I'm like, man, I'm not running like I used to run, man. This is crazy.
So you're saying Ernie will never beat you?
He'll never.
They did
What if
lock.
you-
They locked your chair. Like, was it last week or this week? They locked your
never
chair.
beat me. Let me show you something.
That was very
Let me
funny.
show you something. Like, okay, I could never do this because we're on camera too. So I couldn't do this. Right? I
Yeah.
would sit there. It couldn't get up.
Oh,
One leg. That's good.
Whoa.
All right, let's race to the board.
And now
I just beat you. I
no
beat you to
one's
part of
gonna
my
beat
take
me,
board.
bro. They can't beat me now.
What happens if Ernie beats you? You got to put some stakes. You said never, so you got to put some stakes on it.
Never.
What? So if he beats you,
But
gotta,
see,
you gotta
but
suspend
no.
yourself.
No, that's not fair. Because if I bet you a bet on a never, I'm the only one that loses. Because never could never happen for you, and you never have to pay up. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like,
so
yeah,
there has to be a time limit.
Uh-huh.
He will never beat me this year.
Mm.
How about that?
And
Okay.
what are you going to give him?
No, what are you? Let's make the bet because you seem like you got some Ernie Johnson fanfare going on.
If Ernie beats you to the board,
right,
you have to get a cat.
Yeah.
How about that?
and I have a dog already.
Yeah, you got to get a cat.
That is the stupidest bet ever.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It's
why I
pretty
like
stupid.
It's
It
the
is.
stupidest
Yeah.
bet I've ever heard in my
and
life.
if
he doesn't,
if
If
he
he
doesn't,
doesn't, Hank, our producer, has to get a cat.
Yeah.
no, would you? No.
pizza party.
No, pizza
We'll
party.
get you a pizza party.
No, I don't want a pizza party. I mean,
You don't like pizza?
no.
What's the matter with
you? You have to get a pig, a guinea pig.
Oh,
A guinea
pig.
Well, how many more times are you going to race? It might not even.
Yeah, you
happen.
should do
rest
it for
of the
next
year.
year. You should do it for next year because there's only like
There's
2
no more
weeks
games left.
Yeah,
We might not go back to the studio, but one more time.
yeah.
There's
Okay.
one
So they're
for
gonna
next
go
year-
on the road
for
so
next year
year.
then.
Next year.
Next year, all next season.
I'll be flying through this. I'll be jumping. You know how we have those stairs? I'll be jumping from one to the top by the end
Okay.
of it.
All right. So next year, you get a cat. If he beats you, we'll get a guinea pig.
Yeah, and you got to have it in studio.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's done?
Yeah,
Done.
Deal.
Done deal.
So
Hell
we got to
yeah.
root for Ernie next year.
I'm gonna poison the shit out of you.
Yeah, we got to root for Ernie.
I'm gonna do.
You know,
like Nancy Kerrigan.
if I see Ernie like winning, I'm running and tackling. I don't want a cat. No, I don't want a cat. They're too sneaky.
All right. Well, Kenny, this has been awesome. Everyone go buy the book. It is, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see it. Talk of Champions, Stories of
Yes.
the People Who Made Me. I have one last question.
Yes.
It's a Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, shorts, everything at Roback.com. Promo code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Non-basketball related, we actually were down in Miami this past weekend for F1. You were there too. How was it?
F1's good. First time ever being there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was fun?
It seemed
Did
like
you have fun?
Knew your way around a little bit.
Yeah.
F1 was fun. I
Went to
don't
some
know.
hot spots.
Yeah, you had some fun?
I had a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
What? I don't get it.
No,
but-
I was just asking if you had fun. You
Follow-
said you had fun.
I had fun.
I want you to have fun.
I went to F1 and the Heat game on the same day.
Oh.
So I went from F1. I started at like noon, left at 3, got to the Heat game at 3:45. The first quarter just started. Watched the game, then went to my main man, Miles at Prime 112. Went to the Prime 112. Finished the night. Good. Yeah, it was a good.
It was
weekend.
fun.
That
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
Good weekend.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you got some beach time?
It was really hot down there.
I'll see. You know what? You know what the funny thing is?
Well, we watched your show.
I had no idea where you were. I was like, what are they talking about? I just caught the joke. Because the funny thing is, I'm like, is it really news that I'm on a beach? I was like, it really is. Like, I do this. Like, there's 10,000 other people here.
Yeah.
And it was trending. And I was like, well, maybe it wasn't me.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't you in the picture. But yeah, it looked like fun. It looked like fun.
No, I mean,
I got one follow-up question.
I
This
have
is
a good life.
basketball. This is
Yeah.
strictly basketball related, though. Just see if you know players in the NBA. Pop quiz: where is Anderson Varejao from?
from Brazil.
Wow, you really know a lot about Brazil.
Wow.
You're not funny.
Wow. Wow.
Damn.
You know Brazil. This man is.
You must
Brazil.
know some people from Brazil.
Yeah, my Portuguese is picked up.
All right. Well, Kenny, thank you as always, man. Great to see you in person.
That was good too.
Yeah.
That was better than what Charles did.
We'll see you, man.
All right, man.
Kenny Smith was brought to you by Peloton. It's called Me Time for a reason, so working out should work on your time. Peloton works into your day, not the other way around. You don't have to clear your schedule to work out. Whether you have 20 minutes to squeeze in a scenic hike or just 10 minutes for a power walk, Peloton makes it easy to find me time. I'm on my bike, but more recently, I've just been using the Peloton app because they've got outdoor runs you can go on. They can guide you through it. You can do interval training, high intensity. You can go for a long run, runs that are based around just one artist. I love using Peloton because it does fit into your schedule. Whether it's early in the morning, midday, late at night, doesn't matter. If you got the Peloton app, you can get a good workout in. You can also move to your own beat in life and in your workouts. You can find what gets you moving with everything from gospel to metal rides, an EDM walk, or a scenic row through San Diego. I personally have been enjoying Kendall Toole's pop punk classes. She's good just for the playlist. I think she's great at making playlists. I'm a big fan of Kendall Toole's playlists. Great. Outstanding, like huge playlist. Try Peloton tread, row, or bikes risk-free with a 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home trial. Try it out. They've got the treadmill. They've got the bike that I have. They've also got that app where you can do workouts on your own. Check it out now. Try it. onepeloton.com/home-trial.
Okay, let's finish up the show with some Fyre Fest of the week. Hank,
Yeah.
what's up?
What's up?
What's your Fyre Fest, Hank?
The soul patch I have right now is tough.
Oh, he's trying to do it. We're taping this before the game, so you're trying to reverse jinx it. You did have on Wednesday's show a little error where you were like, "Yeah, Celtics won. They're up 3-2. Jayson Tatum 40 points." So you're trying to reverse this?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Giving people listening to this are listening on Friday.
Right.
And you have a soul patch right now.
Yep.
Is that a guarantee?
Nope.
Okay.
I have a parking space in a garage, and I've probably done to get into the parking space. I turn around in the garage, and then I park facing so the car is looking at the exit, so it's just easier to get out.
You
when I
back
want to
in.
get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Done the 3-point turn. I don't know. I was thinking about how many times. Probably 500 times. Pretty simple 3-point turn. Sometimes there's more cars, so it's a little bit tighter, but it's pretty standard, pretty basic. Can do it in my sleep. Monday, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if this is Celtics loss hangover. Went to Target. Just got a couple groceries. Was coming back 6 o'clock at night. Do the 3-point turn. Wasn't even looking. Go to put it in drive and just crunched into a pole that's in my
But
in
you
my
have
garage.
cameras on this car.
I do have camera. I wasn't looking. It was like a
You weren't looking at
it's
all of it,
it's
yeah.
just a 1, 2, 3. I've done it so many times. I wasn't even thinking. And
Now-
I'm getting ready to sell the car, and I have to get it fixed now, and it's a whole fucking
Yeah, so
ordeal.
this is my old car that I sold to you for $1. You're selling it to Max for $2.
But I have to spend. I took it yesterday to the shop. I have to spend $2,300 to get it fixed.
Oh, so you can't drive it now.
No, you can drive it.
So could Max still buy it from you could you pay Max? Sounds like it would be cheaper if you paid Max $1,000 to take your car.
Yeah, technically this car has been totaled.
No.
Well,
It's
it's a
worth
$2
$2
car.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it is totaled. Also, that sucks. I feel bad for you. You haven't had anyone just hand you $2,500 recently, right? That could cover that?
Well,
Anyone
no,
in this room?
No, I won a court settlement.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Legally, and
Got it.
the state determined that I was entitled to that money.
Got it.
Yeah, so you're paying taxes on that money too, since the state determined.
Yep.
You should.
Okay.
You should.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's just a whole. I put off. No, I mean, I feel like yesterday I really locked in. Was like figure shit out, because I put a lot of the Chicago move and just logistical stuff out off until after Miami. So having to deal with the car thing is not a fun wrinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you ever get the windshield fixed?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I do think you should sell it to Max though for like negative money.
No, I got to talk to him, but I might.
Give him money and he has to go fix it. I mean, that's kind of what I did with you. The
Yeah.
windshield was broken, and I was like, "Here, take my car for $1. Not my problem."
Yeah.
So,
and I could just, we'll see. But yeah, it's just.
There's nothing worse. I mean, I've had that happen. Actually, in that car, when I first got it, I just was backing out of a spot and I like hit a pole, maybe going like 3 miles an hour, and it just shattered the tail light. There's just, because it's not that big of a deal, but you're like, how am I so fucking stupid?
Mm-hmm. Hank and Al Horford handshake meme, missing 3-pointers.
Damn.
We'll come back to that.
Okay. We'll come back to that. You might have been wrong, PFT.
No, I was referring to the last game.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
The last game, yeah.
Yeah.
I was referring to the real last game.
Okay.
That we had on Tuesday.
2 games ago.
Hey, did you like those texts I gave you? I just sent you some Etsy stuff.
Yeah, what Big Cat just sent me.
I just saw we have a vision board. We're a golf podcast now, so I just sent him a bunch of pictures that just say like golf is life. These
things are 7p.
In life, there's hard choices, and it's just a picture of all the golf clubs.
Yeah,
I can't even read the text on it.
My favorite is I only golf on days that end in Y.
Yeah, so
that's
just
a good one.
Something for your vision. Maybe get a little board going. So I just thought you wanted a little something to get the juices flowing.
I appreciate it.
Golf is life.
This is all facts. I'm reading facts.
Yeah. Okay, PFT.
My Fyre Fest of the week is just basically that I've been in airports all week. I've become an airport user to the degree where I now recognize people that work at the airports. Oof. It's like I'm a local at the airports.
Yeah.
They recognize me and they're like, "Welcome back, sir."
You got any clubs? You a club member?
No. Well, here's the real Fyre Fest is spending this much time in airports, and it's not like we haven't traveled at all as a podcast over the 7 years that we've been doing this show. I still don't have TSA pre-check.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I don't have a frequent flyer number.
Well, you and Hank both were kind of riding on my coattails for a while.
Yeah.
If we booked a flight, all of us together, you would get pre-check because I had pre-check, which feels like a pretty big loophole.
It is,
in the system.
but I've put off getting pre-check for so long, which is more potent than the actual check, some say, because I have clear. So if I have clear,
but the double is awesome.
TSA pre-check on steroids. So now when they've instituted the double, where you get the pre-check plus clear,
I cut the line of pre-check.
And at certain airports, they have the clear only station, pretty much in Siberia,
right?
Where you have to walk for like 30 minutes to get to this one sad room, and then go with the other clear standard members through there. But I really should have had a frequent flyer number at some point, but I've reached the point where now I just think about all the miles that I would have had, and that makes me so upset that I kind of refuse to get it now in the future. I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to travel anymore for this show.
This is a lesson though. Our corporations in America just they get fat off guys like us.
Yeah.
Who don't fill out paperwork,
don't take vacations,
don't get refunds, don't like if they send me a voucher, I won't use it in time. All that shit. Like we are a dream when they do the whole graph and they say these are the amount of people that won't actually opt in for these freebies.
Yeah.
We're the poster child.
Yeah, and when it comes to the frequent flyer numbers, I'm pretty sure that if you don't have one, the person who books your travel just puts theirs in.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to take those miles. So now like Spider is going to be just traveling across all your country. Yeah. He's got all my flyer miles for like 7 years.
Yeah.
So I've just been in airports nonstop, but I've gotten really good. I've reached the point where now I get upset at people that don't know the rules as they're going through the line. I'm that traveler now, where I'm just like, come on, man. It's not that you don't have to take your shoes off. You see that machine? That's the Lidos machine.
Yeah.
You don't need to do your shoes off for that. And actually, I was on a plane 2 days ago, and the flight attendant gave the big pregame speech of like, put your phones in airplane mode that you hear. You guys never follow that, right?
No.
I don't think I've ever put my phone in airplane mode, at least for the last 6 or 7 years.
No.
Nobody does.
Never.
So I ignored it.
I don't have a charger.
Yeah, to save some battery.
But I ignored it, as one does, and as everybody else on the plane does. And then about 5 minutes later, they get back on the intercom, and they're like, hey, I'm serious. Not only do you guys can't have your phone on the data, everybody has to turn their phone off on this plane right now before we take off. And they were like serious about it.
That's crazy.
And I was looking around, and everybody was just like, yeah, okay. So we all turned our phones off, except for the guy next to me, and I was about to dime him out. I was like,
no, you can't do that.
This guy, but I didn't. I wanted to, because if I don't want to fly on an airplane where the possibility that some guy is playing Candy Crush will result in the plane not taking off. And they made it sound like that. I'm pretty sure the dude was just on a power trip.
Right.
Because
I definitely was.
I've never had the double speech about, hey, I'm serious about putting your phones on.
I think it's just they want you to pay attention. That's really what, because I remember, I think, did we ever do a Mount Rushmore of stupid things we thought as kids?
Yeah, you've talked
Yeah,
about
the Game Boy,
Yeah.
basically controlling the plane. Also, I thought testicles were just Play-Doh in your nutsack. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when you realize the moment that it's just because they want you to pay attention,
Yeah.
you're just like, fuck this, I'm not paying attention.
I used to think that if I got a boner, it meant I had AIDS.
There was, we actually,
The AIDS scare was big back
like-
when they shouldn't have been telling second graders, hey, you're going to get AIDS.
I definitely thought like drinking a water fountain.
Yeah,
AIDS.
I blame Magic Johnson.
Yeah, there was some fucked up propaganda going around.
The
about
awareness
AIDS.
was raised too high.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically I'm just a full-time traveler now.
Yeah, that sucks.
But what are you going to do? It's been very fast-paced last couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to like just getting some sleep maybe this weekend. But the travel, people don't realize that travel, sitting down in a plane makes you so tired.
Yeah.
And just sitting down in a cab makes you so tired.
Dude, you got to do TEDx Health while you're on the plane.
What is that?
Every hour you get up and you go to the bathroom and you do 100 squats. It won't be annoying for anyone else.
Only 100?
Yeah, it won't be annoying for anyone else on the plane.
That's the Russell Wilson workout.
Yeah.
Start doing high knees in the aisle.
It's like, this is what I do when you have to have oxidized water, eat almonds. It's a whole thing that just makes traveling even worse than it already is, and it's the worst thing ever.
That would actually rock because this is about a 45-minute flight from DC to New York. So get my workout in on that 45-minute flight, that would be like 100x.
Dude, if Mark Cuban purchased my brain, I had the idea of dentists on airplanes. Just take care of all the bad things that you have to do in life on an airplane.
There should be a gym on the airplane.
Yes, there should be a gym. There should be a dentist. You should be able to get your hair cut. You should be able to get your taxes done. When you get on an airplane, it should just be like, here's everything you've been putting off, fixing Hank's car, all that stuff.
There should be showers on an airplane.
There should be an auto repair shop on the airplane.
Yep.
What are you looking at, Max? Max is a limited mindset kind of guy.
No, just the showers one was weird, I thought.
Why?
Because it was all, I think showers are nice.
Well, after you... Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're talking about baths. You were sitting there.
No, baths.
I'm talking showers.
No, but he's right.
would
The
be
shower
great.
is nice,
Yeah.
so it doesn't fit with the doing the shit that you don't want to do while on an airplane.
There should be somebody with a hot water hose that just goes through the aisle, just sprays everybody down on the plane.
No, the shower should be in a room with holes in the floor that you're standing on.
And that's how rain gets made.
And the water, and the water just comes out.
So it's a double shower. You're showering on the people you're flying over too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like Dave Matthews going over the Chicago Bridge.
River, yeah.
It would evaporate by the time it landed.
Is that how water?
For
Yep,
sure.
probably. It becomes
Absolutely.
a cloud.
All right, my Fyre Fest is a pretty simple one. My daughter's birthday's coming up. We're doing a Moana themed birthday party, and I think I was trying to be a good father. I'm thinking about maybe dressing up like Maui, which is played by The Rock. It's animation, and I don't think I could pull it off. And I think that I'd scare all the children if I try to do that because I'd have to have my shirt off.
You just get the tattoos.
Yeah,
Rock's tattoos.
So it's one of those moments where it's like, hey, maybe you should get in shape for your kids, not even so that you can live longer, just so you could dress up like Maui, because that would be like a cool thing for me to do. I don't know.
I mean this not as an insult.
No, it's fine. You can insult me.
Well, it's not about you.
Okay.
Max could pull off Moana.
Oh,
really? What's his name?
Maui.
Max could pull off Maui like really, really well.
Max.
No, I couldn't.
$200.
Does Maui have
$200 for 1 hour?
Just come by and just entertain the kids.
$200 1 hour.
Bring your club.
I'm negotiating right now. $300.
$500.
Okay, done. But you have to be shirtless.
That's way scarier. That's way worse.
Dude, it's a compliment actually. This dude's powerful.
Yeah, he is. It's a great movie, by the way. It's in my head. Also, I forgot, but like Disney movies when we were growing up, they're all scary. I've been watching Little Mermaid. Ursula is so fucking scary.
Yeah, The Lion King is basically like a Shakespeare play where like there's murder and just a lot of murder. Really,
I don't know. It's weird because I feel like they don't make the scary movies anymore for kids. But watching Little Mermaid, I'm like, dude, Ursula still freaks me out.
Yeah, Aladdin's pretty scary too.
Yeah, Ursula just like she's fat and she's just mean. She is fat, Jake. She is very fat. Ursula. She's very fat.
What was the Russian one? Fantasia?
Oh, yeah.
Frozen.
That was a little bit past us.
We
were Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King. Am I missing one?
Peter Pan.
No, that was too early, I think.
No, it was Anastasia?
Those were the big three.
Fantasia was the musical one.
Fantasia is also kind of scary.
It was a little bit scary. It had all the axes.
Yeah.
You know, have you guys ever heard the theory about Frozen?
No. Oh, yes.
Why
yes.
Walt Disney called
Yes.
why they called the movie Frozen?
I do, but tell it for the people.
It's so that now there was all these rumors out there, and it might be true that Walt Disney froze his entire body, or at least his head, so it could be reanimated once they come up with the technology to bring people back to life. And so they named the movie Frozen so that people, when they Googled Walt Disney frozen body or Walt Disney frozen head, the first page on Google would just be filled with things about Frozen the movie, which is actually a genius.
Yeah.
It's a smart move.
We should name this podcast Chinless.
Yeah.
And that way, when Hank has to shave his soul patch, you just find that instead of him.
This will be the episode.
Chinless Hank.
Chinless
I think
Hank.
I'm gonna look good.
That's
Stop.
not true. That's just not true.
I think you will, Hank.
Thank you.
Not.
He just fucking got
Walked
you
right
so
into a
bad.
knot.
Dude, you should have seen your face. You got fucking owned there. Billy, Fyre Fest.
No, like honestly, if anybody I think would be handsome, I think it would be Hank with the soul patch. Anybody in this room, I mean. You'd be the handsomest.
I'm not gonna respond.
Sonk.
Listen,
I didn't respond, so you sonked.
No, you
nothing.
did by saying I'm not going to respond.
it's not like you've been, spending a decade calling me fat, so I'll be nice when you have to get a soul patch.
Okay, great.
Great.
I already have one.
Max is mad right now.
Yeah, you're whatever.
You're jinxing. All right.
It's Friday, dude. Understand?
Friday.
Like, we're the people listening to this is Friday.
All right, Billy.
So I got a small backyard, and every Friday I have to weed it before I can use it for the weekend because the weeds grow back in 5 days. It's insane.
Why do you have to weed it though?
So that I can chill back there
You can't chill amongst the weeds?
because that's what makes it buggy.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
what brings the ticks out.
Yeah.
There's no way you've weeded that backyard more than twice.
No, seriously, I've weeded it every Friday.
Billy, do you think that maybe
There's weeds right now.
hypothetically, do you think that maybe one of those weeds that you spent so much time rubbing your arms and legs on has given you the rash that you've had for the past 6 months?
Good question,
No.
PFT.
No.
'Cause I use gloves.
But they still touch you.
No, that's not it.
Okay, I'm just putting that out there.
That's a good point.
Putting it out there. You might want to check.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Just an update. I have now purchased $200 worth of Maui costumes. A couple different sizes. We're gonna see how this goes. I'll update everyone.
Why don't you just get the muscle suit?
There's a suit that you can wear, but it's gonna be scary because I'm gonna be fat in it. It's gonna be. I'll send a picture when I do it. But I'm committed to it.
Also-
Billy, so you're just weeding all the time in your backyard?
Yeah. It's a nice activity.
Okay.
It's kind of relaxing.
Okay.
But they keep fucking growing.
Well, that is what weeds do.
But in 5 days,
Yeah, why don't you just get weed killer?
because that's bad for you.
That's
Okay.
facts.
Look up atrazine.
I'll take your
Atrazine
word
effects.
for it.
It's
But
Agent Orange,
also,
right?
It's an easy solution. You don't have to touch it. You just kill the weeds. They're gone.
Just look up what Roundup does.
Okay. All right.
Kills the
good.
weed.
I trust you. Yeah. Kills the weeds so you don't have to weed anymore.
Also, thanks to everybody for the kind words.
Oh, people like kind words?
People like kind words.
We told you that people would be fine with it.
There was a lot of kind words. I appreciate
Nice. What was the meanest thing that was said?
it. Oh, dude. It got bad. That was I didn't want to make that.
said.
The meanest- okay. Direct.
Yeah, I want to hear the meanest shit that was said. Just give me one mean one. But I knew that the majority of AWLs would be nice about it.
No, there was a majority.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to say this because it might negate all the kind
Okay, all right. You'll show it.
Yeah,
Just text
don't
it to
highlight the
me.
negative.
Yeah, text it to me. I want to laugh about it. All right, Jake, finish this off.
We have to redo the golf video
Which one?
because my fault. We played by the wrong rules and alternate shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Fuck the people who are like, dude, that's not scramble. That's
No.
not. I don't know what the fuck any of this shit is.
No,
we
but-
just go out and golf, and it's funny,
That's
and it's
my
fun.
lane. I should have been on top of that. I would take responsibility. You're supposed to tee off.
No,
on
Jake,
and even
Jake,
holes.
Jake. We're gonna do whenever we make a golf video. My promise to the AWLs is we're gonna say that we're playing one way and then play the opposite way.
Well, fuck.
Just
people
to
are
piss
mad about
people
that,
off.
too.
Memes,
Yeah.
fucking memes. I was talking about that. I was like, yeah, I didn't realize that we fucked up the rules. He's like, oh, I did.
But I don't
I was
care.
It's
like,
a
you didn't-
lie. He had no idea.
Wait.
He was like, I knew the whole time. I just didn't say anything.
I actually blame Hank because Hank was competing in it. And so Hank knew that the rules were being broken, and he still let it go on.
No, I didn't realize. I didn't know what a best ball on a scramble was. As much as I know golf, I was.
No, I knew the difference between that, but the alternate shot. Say if Hank finishes a hole, Big Cat doesn't automatically tee off.
No, I care at all. I care very much, just because we lost. I actually wouldn't care, but because we lost, this is a great out for me.
My Fyre Fest is because the AWL certainly cared.
And guess what I say to them? Don't care. I am going to make it my mission that we always say we're doing one rule, explain the rules, and play a different way just to make people upset.
Also,
that's funny because to watch a video and have us explain that we're playing it one way and then play a different way, which we consistently played the entire time.
Right.
And then be like, this video, how can I watch it? You said you were doing this. Shut the fuck up.
I also think it's impossible to make a golf video with you not fucking up a rule somehow. They will find something wrong with everything that you do. This is what golf fans do when there's no U.S. Open where they can call in rules because some guy didn't tie his shoes in a bunker. They go to YouTube golf videos and they deputize themselves as like police officers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're like, actually, this is all fucked up. I'm calling the cops.
I have a video coming out next week, and I had to pick up on a par 3 because I couldn't get out on a bunker. So I Googled, what do I write down on my score before people come after
Infinity.
me? So I think an 8.
You shot an infinity.
Usually we play double par. We're playing for fun.
All-time worst score ever.
On a par 3. I don't know.
All-time worst round of golf
10
ever
on a
by
par
Jake.
3.
15.
15? Yeah. So that's my Fyre Fest. I screw up the rules, but...
Don't care.
Yeah.
My Fyre Fest is that you care. Honestly. Don't listen to anyone.
No, but I need to know for the rules too. We're going to be doing a lot of these videos.
No. Did you hear what I said? We're going to purposely screw up the rules.
Okay.
Just to make everyone even extra mad.
I'm going to take 3 practice shots in a bunker.
I'm going to actually practice. I saw this one guy shooting the other day where he basically he picks up the ball like it's Irish curling.
Yeah.
And he holds it on his golf club and then launches it. I'm going to try to do that. That will make people so mad.
You know what? We should put in a rule.
To do that because you can't push the ball. I looked up the rule. Who cares? I'm going to start doing that. It's when I'm 20 feet out, just grab a nice fucking sand wedge and just hold it and then maybe even walk it to the hole and dunk it in.
We should put in a rule where you can kick your shot. You can set up your next shot if you're in the woods. You can get a one-legged swing, and then you can try to kick the ball to safety.
Dude,
and then that's your next shot.
We should have one throw per hole.
Yeah.
Why not?
That'd be a great video.
Yeah, we're in. Just to make you. Oh, man. Okay. Great show, everyone. Who has you have a soul patch right now?
Yeah.
I definitely do not have a soul patch right now.
That's true. That's
confirmed. That's a fact.
Same with me. B-Ball Paul.
Correct.
Yeah.
And PFT.
Yeah.
Also same with There's only one person who has the possibility of a soul patch.
That's a fact.
Do I?
Yeah.
It is also...
Yes. Right now there's...
Do I have one, though?
No, but I possibly could have one.
You could have one.
Do I, though? Do I have one or not, Max?
It's like a 50-50 chance.
No, he has one.
Well, you have one, but you also have the rest of it surrounding it, at least. So, yes, you do have a soul patch.
Correct. Yeah, there is hair on that little...
It might just not be only a soul patch. Bonus Fyre Fest. I have realized that me having a soul patch makes absolutely zero difference because people just be like...
Correct.
PFT's got shitty facial hair. Okay.
You know what, though?
More at News at 11.
This is one of those things you had to find your own path.
Yeah.
Because we told you this 3 weeks ago, but you had to find your own path.
And I've known that I've been face bald for years, but ironically, the soul patch is the one thing that grows in true.
Yeah, but I told you,
I think it might look more ridiculous than you guys think it'll look, but still people just be like, okay, you got bogus facial.
You already have it.
It was like I said when it first came up, it'd be like if I was like, hey, let's do a bet who can gain 10 pounds.
Yeah, or a mustache bet.
Yeah. All right. Hank, have you ever gotten this?
Nope.
Have you ever gotten this? You've never gotten this?
No.
Lottery ball?
Nope.
Numbers.
17.
Nice job, PFT.
6.
I'll go 99.
Oh, let's go 17. I'm feeling 69. Let's go 17. Oh, I see 17 right there. That's
right
in a good position.
Oh,
See, the seats
boy.
matter.
You were going to get 17 anyways, huh?
Oh my God!
Oh.
Oh my God! He got it! He got it! He got it! It's 6! He got it! Oh my God! First time ever for Hank. First time ever for number 6.
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, PFT.
There was stunned silence for a few seconds. It's over.
Thank you, PFT.
At least the Celtics lost.
PFT. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What are you tweeting? You can't
tweet it, Hank.
God, I'm putting on a song.
So now 26 is the only number.
That's a 9. Wait, that's a 9, Big Cat.
Oh, that is a 9.
It's a 9.
That's a 9.
It's not a 6. That's a 9.
Wait. 6 is on. No, the line's under.
Jake, shut the fuck up.
Damn it, Jake.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Jake? Hank was
Jake
buying
can't
it.
lie. No, I mean
I know, it's brutal.
Jake once he did the oh my God, like that was a great call. One of your best.
Oh my God.
I mean, for the listener, for people who are just listening, they probably thought it would be broken.
Can we end the show when
Because
Hank thought it was number 9?
There were no airwaves for like 3 seconds.
Oh man, this sucks. Good job, Hank. I'm so happy for you.
How are you gonna celebrate?
You fucking piece of shit.
Congrats, dude. That's wow.
This is actually
This makes tonight even crazier.
It's an own on yourself that you're this happy about it.
Yeah.
It's actually
Right?
sad.
I can never
That's sad.
imagine being
You
this
guys,
sad.
No, Hank, what a
Listen,
loser.
I
No,
love
look,
the,
look,
I love the fans of the show. I love going out.
Yeah, we know.
The fucking people coming up to me every 2 seconds and just whispering numbers in my ear, yelling numbers at me, driving past me on the street and yelling numbers, coming up to me in the grocery stores and be like, Hank, have you ever gotten this? Like, I'm happy you're listening to the show. I'm so happy I don't have to deal with that anymore.
I think it's sad how much you're celebrating this.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a number
great
machine.
storyline.
You should have gotten this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's worse?
It's like graduating when you're 22 and
It's
everyone's
worse-
like, oh my God, I can't believe that you
It's
got a
worse because
C in
you
algebra.
forced me into getting it. Like, you could have, if you would just let me
I
do
know.
my thing,
Yeah.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
I
have
know.
gotten it.
Yeah, it's true. You're welcome.
I know. I thank you forever. That was one of the best
Forever.
things you've ever done for me.
You're welcome.
And I knew because you picked
Welcome.
17, which I would
So
have
I kinda
picked,
got it.
But then I know when someone else picked 17, my strategy was pick one of the numbers that has been picked because the worst case scenario would have been if all the
lottery ball
numbers had
machine
gotten
beat you.
picked, and it would have been one more number down if you hadn't picked 17.
Do you want me to grab you champagne?
Yeah. Yes, please.
All right.
Actually, no. I'm not drinking champagne. I'm not drinking champagne.
That would have been so great.
Me and Max. Me and Max.
Almost got him.
So, Hank, here's what we're going to do.
Me and Max just had a moment where we looked at each other and were like, Hank's about to do the Max champagne thing.
Oh, man.
I almost
Hank, so congratulations. You've gotten it. We'll keep doing this lottery ball. I think what we should do is I'm going to buy a bigger lottery ball machine for the Chicago office so we can start afresh on someone not getting it. So we'll start afresh, and maybe you'll be the first one to get that one. This one is sad. I'm sad. It's bittersweet.
No, it's sweet.
No, I know it's sweet for you, you fucking piece of shit. God damn it.
I'm going to have a kid.
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to tell him now?
I'm going to have a kid, Hank.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Anything you want to say to me?
I don't know. This is fake.
No, it's not.
No.
He's only told me.
I'm going to be a dad.
Pitty's going to be a dad.
I'm going to be a dad.
Yeah. I also have cancer.
Okay, all right.
Big Cat's very, very sick. And Billy already used his on last show.
All right. Congrats, Hank. It sucks. It if the Celtics win this series now, Hank it's going to be the summer of Hank, and he's going to just own the whole summer.
But if they lose tonight, is this a happy show or a sad show for Hank?
Oh, he's definitely still sad.
No,
he's going to have a fucking soul patch.
I think the lottery ball was
helps
bigger.
a lot.
No,
it's not bigger.
Yes, I think the lottery ball was so much bigger than Celtics.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's like going out with the soul patch, and having people yell numbers at you the whole time. That not having to be a thing is great.
I think you made a deal with the devil. It's like the cursed monkey paw. You can get a wish, and you wish to get the lottery ball correct, but the sacrifice that you have to pay is that your Celtics are
No,
out.
I think God has been putting me through the ringer as a Boston sports fan the last couple
Shut
weeks.
the fuck up.
And this is his way of showing me that we're on the way back.
All right, well, Hank, I am actually... There's a part of me I wanted you to get it eventually. I just wish it had gone like 5 more years.
Well, it's just like, you love the storyline. It's like we would have been 1 away from the lottery ball machine beating me if PFT didn't pick 17.
Yeah, that's great.
That would have been. I would have been shitting my pants.
Jake's been staring at me for the last 30 seconds trying to figure out if I'm really going to be a dad.
Yeah, I can't figure it out.
I can't think any of this.
I think we're all.
Wait, aren't you way more concerned about my cancer? The fuck?
A lot of cells dividing on this side of the table. All right. I will be a dad. I'm going to be a dad.
One day or?
I love you guys.
Oh, wait. They're trying to clone the Tasmanian Devil. Also, go to my Twitter if you want to see the greatest bear fight of all time. Billy Hot Takes. It's pinned.
That sucks.
I can't tell if you're being